live.
Still up by 6 o'clock, huh?
I'm here by fucking.
Are we live?
We are live.
Oh, phenomenal.
Did you segue the video? What?
No. Let's give him the start.
Leonardo is not.
Thanks for joining.
Attend hut maggots! I got the real Sergeant Slaughter here with a message for you pukes! Yeah, you maggots, you better listen up and watch the Break Room Podcast, and that's an order, right, Sarge? At ease, at ease. As you were. You're dismissed, and tune in, and don't make us come looking for you. If you're ready for the Break Room Podcast, give me a hell yeah! Hell yeah! And that's the bottom line.
Should we
All right,
keep
we
it
are
muted?
live,
Or?
gentlemen.
Did you segue the video and everything's good?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Hell yeah.
Short video.
It's coming up to the end right now.
WrestleMania!
We already got somebody tuned in. Thanks for joining us.
Rob, I need you to hit us with the big intro, baby.
Hi, guys. Rob Franzese here with the gang once again for the Break Room Podcast. And we are doing a pre-show along with the pre-show of WrestleMania. This has been a highly speculated episode because we've been talking about this basically since we started the podcast. Joe's super excited. I know he's very, very excited for the pay-per-view. We're all excited. I'm particularly excited because the Texas Rattlesnake is going to make his glorious return.
That's what we're doing
And we're very, very excited. As you can notice, everybody's wearing a fucking Austin 316 shirt except me. I'm fucking wearing Sergeant Slaughter because he's my favorite.
The beers.
And it counts
Broken
because he was
skulls.
part of the Attitude Era because he was the commissioner. And people, have to put respect on Sarge's name.
Right.
And
Better
what
put some
do we
respect
got?
on that name. Who's out
JBL.
here?
JBL.
JBL on the screen. They're doing their pre-show.
I never recognized him without the cowboy hat.
Booker T.
Is
What?
that fucking, what's his name from Hot 97?
Yes.
Yeah, Sam, whatever.
shit.
No, that's
So
not.
funny.
That's
So we figured that this would be more entertaining than the actual WWE pre-show.
So what we suggest, if you want to get the full enjoyment out of this episode, is to actually stream WrestleMania alongside this episode.
watch along,
this way
what?
You watch it with us. You'll know what we're reacting to live because we are doing the show live for this specific reason. And
Give us your
Yeah.
comments.
let us know what you think of the matches. We're going to have Chris over here on the computer. He's going to be able to read your comments. So you can definitely feel like you're a part of the show because you guys are. This is the break room. Everybody hangs out.
Join the
we
break
shoot
room.
the shit. That's what the show's about.
absolutely.
But they're talking about the Stone Cold Steve Austin match right now. What? Fucking love
What?
Stone Cold.
I thought it would be cool if we kickstart WrestleMania Extravaganza with maybe our favorite WrestleMania moment or our favorite WrestleMania match of all time.
Okay.
I'm gonna segue to Sweet because I know that you got some stories there. What?
WrestleMania, man. It's funny. Like I wasn't expecting that question, and I'm like drawing a blank right
On the
now.
fly,
It
what?
skipped me. I need to think
Damn.
about that.
He's
for a
running
second.
the
All right, I'll
running
start.
the
Why
command
Why don't you
center.
talk about the belt? That's
Oh, yeah,
in Vince.
hey.
Now, let me hand it over. This is his belt.
This is
Rightfully his.
Did we show this off the last time? We showed
did.
this off on the live.
did.
that
We did. The
we
live.
haven't showed yours
It's been in
off
a few.
yet.
It's been
Well,
in a
we
few.
did on the live.
other
but
than
you
the
were sick
unboxing.
there.
The
Yeah.
unboxing, but
Yeah.
this is
So
first
I'll
live
keep it short
appearance.
because I did explain it already. But this was my brother Michael's belt. He got this at WrestleMania 18, where The Rock faced off against Hogan, which
Icon
those were-
versus icon.
Yeah, I mean that's why
That's a
he
great
went.
match.
Those were his two favorite wrestlers. This belt was
For the
actually
record books.
defended by Jericho against Triple H. Just get that nice there. Get
I
these
didn't know
beers out
Ravishing
of the
Rick Rude
shot.
came back to
Oh,
life.
sorry.
But yeah, I'm very
like,
happy to have this belt. It was
Queen
an emotional
instead of
moment for my
Ravishing
brother to part with it, but he
Freddie
knew he was
Mercury.
going to a good home, and it's here it is watching WrestleMania with us. So this is the belt of the Attitude Era. It has the WWF
God.
on it. It doesn't have. Notice it doesn't have. A
They didn't get the F out yet.
No.
This
Keep
was-
the
you
F
can't
in.
Get this
Oh,
anymore.
what the F?
I was gonna buy this from
Damn
their website.
Pandas. Fucks.
You guys are stepping on my lines here. It's a good belt. I'm looking forward to it.
So WrestleMania 18, you're talking about like one of the most iconic matches of all time. Rock versus Hogan. is probably top 5 in my book of most important WrestleMania moments. Rob, did you want to go next, or do you want me to segue into it?
Yeah, I could.
You got something for us?
Well, definitely.
Favorite moment or favorite Mania? What do you got?
WrestleMania 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
WrestleMania 3 for 2 reasons. Not only just, and it's iconic in my book because I loved Hulk Hogan. And when he fought Andre the Giant and did that slam, that's,
Slam heard around
that's
the world.
history books 100%. It was a capacity crowd for its time.
93,000.
And I would say that the other match that was noteworthy in that WrestleMania was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man Randy Savage. They put on a hell of a match.
Okay.
And it's definitely like if you're not so much into wrestling but want to know about its roots, definitely check out WrestleMania 3. WrestleMania 1 was also really good because it was like fanfare. It was the very beginning of it. It immediately had like celebrities involved. Regis Philbin was there. Liberace was there. Muhammad Ali.
Holy shit.
And they had Mr. T tag team with Hulk Hogan against Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper. And that was the tag team match of WrestleMania. And it was a hell of a show. And it set the precedent, and it's why WrestleMania is still alive today. It's just always been, it's like the Super Bowl of wrestling. And
they had a lot of build up for it this week, especially with the Hall of Fame Undertaker segment.
That was awesome.
This is like a whole. They're really trying to dominate. Was great. Yeah, they're trying to dominate the weekend. I enjoyed it.
Hall of Fame, definitely. It was. I was watching that this morning actually.
His speech was probably up there as one of the greatest Hall of Fame speeches of all time.
That was like a TED Talk by the Undertaker.
I
loved it. I was there
He's
for
so
every minute
good
of
though.
it.
Like we never got to see him in this.
We got to see Mark Calloway, not just the Undertaker.
He was
which
so
is amazing.
good though.
And it was a one-man show, really, for the most part. I mean, it was a, I don't know what you call a soliloquy or it was him, just going for like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Like
way more than 10 minutes.
We've heard that a little bit now on podcasts and stuff like that, but this is the first time we heard Undertaker just like telling everything
in front of a crowd.
In front of a crowd, like the whole story, and
they gave him 10 minutes of just a standing ovation where they were just chanting. He couldn't talk for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They just had him standing there, and he just you could tell.
But when you think about it, this is the Undertaker. Like this is one of the most prominent wrestlers in the history of wrestling. I mean, you don't even have to watch wrestling to know who the Undertaker is.
The thing about like him that's significant for me, I mean,
guys,
Stone Cold.
I'm sorry.
Oh, got one beer here.
No beer. We got beers for everybody. Beers going all around.
If we're gonna be authentic, I would throw these to Stone Cold, and then he would.
What?
And then it hits the $100 microphone, and then we.
I'm not gonna crack mine open yet. If you do, please don't put it on the table. We have stuff here.
I think I know my favorite WrestleMania moment now.
Well,
I mean,
back to the Undertaker real quick.
Oh sure.
Stone Cold had an amazing run, but it was like 5 or 6 years. The Rock had an amazing run. It was like 4 or 5 years. John Cena, not a fan, but he had 10 years of greatness. Even somebody like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, they had probably 10 years of that. The Undertaker has withstood the test of time for over 30 years. So that means he withstood your life,
but is it even
in wrestling.
I think it's more than that, isn't it?
1990 to 2021.
But that's the Undertaker.
Well, no, 1992.
We'll talk about the Undertaker.
I know. I'm just saying.
Well, 92 was when the Undertaker
1990
came out.
1990.
So that was 90.
1990 was the Undertaker, but he was wrestling before that, so his career is really
that doesn't
longer.
really count.
Mark Calloway?
He's still putting the work in. Sure. Like
he wrestled for over almost 40 years.
Yeah, the career overall is even longer than that 30 years.
But the fact that he was on top as a headliner, as a main eventer for over 30 years is unprecedented. Like nobody in the history can stake claim to that.
It'll never happen again.
It'll never happen again. No. Absolutely
They were
not.
just saying
maybe Randy Orton.
No,
it won't be like the Undertaker.
No, Randy Orton is no Undertaker.
No, but his career length and he's coming to his own.
He has his own career. You really can't compare the careers.
I'm not. No.
I feel like
You're comparing him to the Undertaker?
No. I'm not daring to do that.
Well, Randy Orton.
He started very young. Randy Orton at like 22 or something like that, or 24.
Yeah.
He's the youngest champion. Yeah. So if he goes until he's 60, he will have a career as long. That's what he said.
That's a long time.
Might be 50.
Well, Undertaker said. I mean, he was just on. We were watching the Stone Cold podcast. And
what?
Undertaker was saying that. First, the match with Brock Lesnar really fucked him up. He came out of that like
He
match
was
emotionally.
He got concussed in that match.
Oh, really? Yep. Yeah, he said like that match like kind of broke him.
Was
a little
that Lesnar
bit.
or was it with Goldberg?
No, he was saying the one with Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar concussed him.
He He like really didn't like that match or some shit. There was something about it.
He was delirious half the match. That's why.
Damn.
If you watch it back. Yeah.
But also, he said before they even realized that he had a streak, it was already like 10 or 11 in. You know what I mean? It wasn't necessarily something they were focused on at first, but by the time they realized, damn, this guy, he's got 12 matches at WrestleMania undefeated.
Right.
That was where they kind of picked it up, and Undertaker himself said, I don't see that ever being done just for that exact reason. They would almost have to stage it, and it would feel like inauthentic. You know, it wouldn't work well. Yeah, a lot of respect for him, man. That's like, that Hall of Fame speech was big. That was like a...
I don't think they should have ended his streak, though.
I agree.
I think they should have let him have his 21 wins and then let him retire from WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I was at WrestleMania 29.
You brought him back one more time to have him fucking lose.
It wasn't.
That's what I hope doesn't happen tonight with Austin.
If he loses, I'm gonna raise hell.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking flip the table. I'll flip the table, not Joe. Like,
There's
I'll
no
be
way.
about that
he
shit.
looks jacked, by the way. I saw a picture of him this morning. His arms. I don't know what the fuck. His arms got big and like.
That stem cell research.
Give me some of that. What?
Give me more. What?
Oh, damn, 2 weeks off the beer on the roids. What? TRT, what?
Damn, bro. Yeah, he looks ready to.
God bless. He's over 50 years old. He doesn't look.
I love Stone Cold, and I love him like on a whole different level now. That like like he's not playing a character anymore. Like I just think he's a dope person.
Love him.
I'd love to meet him one day.
This one's for Stone Cold.
What?
Hell yeah.
Sweet. What's your moment or mania that you?
I had to really think about it because I'm like, damn, like I remember one of the greatest matches. I'm trying to remember what ones were Mania. And then I'm just thinking, okay, WrestleMania, sitting in the living room as a kid with my whole family. Even my mom and dad would watch it.
Wow.
My brothers, the air conditioning was probably on. Maybe not in April, but, we used to watch the pay-per-views as a family when I was very young, at least for a few years. And the thing that, like, pops into my mind, like, WrestleMania... Was it Shawn Michaels versus Stone Cold with
WrestleMania
Tyson?
14
with Tyson as the referee?
1998 WrestleMania 14.
Yeah, so I remember that moment because I love Stone Cold and I love Shawn Michaels, and it was just like whoa. And then Mike Tyson was like in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I forget
that was what was on when you guys were upstairs.
We were just talking about that. Yeah.
He started with He started with DX, right? But then he turned and went with Austin at WrestleMania.
At the end of the show.
Yeah.
At the end of the show.
There was the whole showdown. If you go before it was the whole showdown of how it started with Tyson in the ring and then Stone Cold.
Tyson and Austin!
Yeah. Stone Cold goes down to the ring.
I remember watching that on TV.
Jim Ross was going nuts.
He's like, I respect your boxing career, but when you step into this ring...
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Yeah. This is my ring, damn it.
I'm looking at you right now. You got those beady eyes, and they're locked in on the world's toughest son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And what's hilarious is...
I want a piece of Mike Tyson's ass.
Tyson pushes him so hard. $100 bills come flying out of his pocket. And, like, people are picking up all this
Old Tyson's
money.
handlers are scrambling to grab the cash out of the fucking end of his pockets.
I never noticed that part.
That was one of the most, like, media frenzy, like, moments in the history of WrestleMania, because that's kind of what tilted them back into the ratings, where WCW had, like, overtaken them in the ratings for about 83 weeks.
That was the tipping point.
And then the WrestleMania 14 really put WWF back on the map in terms of mainstream, in terms of an audience. They skyrocketed.
That's what
from
Eric
there.
Bischoff said too on
It just
83
went
weeks.
off.
He said that was the turning point when
was
they
off.
introduced Mike Tyson onto the show. It
was
was like
over.
a game changer, and that was.
You also got to think, at that time, Mike Tyson just came off of being suspended by boxing. He had bit Holyfield in the ear. So he was like a huge, like, media,
It was like
media-
Rodman and shit.
He was like top of mind at that time. So
This
Well,
year
what
we
year
got
was that?
Logan
Wait, what
Paul.
year was that?
1998.
98. Okay.
Right.
Didn't Rodman even get involved with the NWO?
Hell yeah.
He did.
Oh yeah.
That's
He left the
WCW.
NBA Finals
Yeah.
to go to do a show.
Yeah, on Nitro.
Oh,
Nitro,
dude, that
that's
is
what it
like
was,
it's one of the
Nitro.
best moments in the Last
And
Dance.
That's a
they
classic
also
so
had
story.
fun.
his partner,
And he's fucking.
They had the other
Karl
guy,
Malone.
too. Was it Karl Malone?
Karl Malone and DDP versus Hogan and Rodman.
Yeah, Karl Malone got involved.
That was a
So
pay-per-view for
WCW?
WCW pay-per-view. Yeah.
Jesus. That was they had Hogan, Nash. had the
Hogan
whole
always has
NWO.
funny tag team. I mean, he tag team with Snoop Dogg too once.
That's fucking funny, man. Unbelievable. Wrestling's really always kind of dabbled in
Snoop jumped
a
off
lot
the
of
top rope
mainstream
too.
shit. You know, they were really good about gaining relevance through other mediums.
They did a good job with Bad Bunny.
That's what I was just gonna say. You read my fucking mind.
We're talking about Stone.
We'll see how that goes.
Logan Paul's a dickhead, but you hate him and it gets traction. All right, so wait, we
this
got
is the
some shit
promo.
on. What are we looking at here?
Oh, this is the promo.
Oh, we got the promo for
Oh,
Stone
there's the
Cold.
shirt you're
Let's go,
wearing.
hell
That's the
yeah!
shirt you're wearing. What?
Let's go, hell yeah!
You're gonna get us a DMC
One
takedown,
beer.
I think.
Did I just blur out the finger? Come on. Does what he wants when he wants. I remember that was like fucking Monday Night Raw. He pulled out the monster truck. Hell yeah! There's your boy.
There's a belt.
Chris, do we have any
Bro, look at
comments?
that. Unbelievable.
What's that?
Do we have any comments in the live?
No comments at the moment. So hey, if you have any comments you want to make, if you're
What's your
watching
guys-
WrestleMania along with us,
Yeah, what's your favorite? What's everybody's favorite WrestleMania?
I just wanted to hear it.
Vin, do you have a sweet? You didn't. You said WrestleMania 14 was your moment.
I would say it's tough to choose. It's either that or Hogan vs. Rock was amazing, and I knew my brother was there, and that's where this belt was too. So I mean that's up there. But if not, then it's Austin vs. Rock. I don't know which one. There was 3 of them. The last one was the most emotional.
Oh, that was
because
fucked
that
up.
was when he retired.
He hits fucking.
But what was the other 2? It was the heel turn. Austin was the
There's the
second
Tyson
one, right?
push.
2001 WrestleMania 17.
That's where he turned
X7.
heel
Correct.
with Vince, and then he won against The Rock, right?
Yes.
The first time they went off, Rock was the bad guy, right?
That's my favorite.
The first time on WrestleMania 15, Rock was the champion, and he was the heel. He was the corporate champion.
He was the corporate champion.
Correct.
Yeah. I don't know which one of those is my favorite, honestly, but I mean,
we're watching Vince McMahon.
Well,
get
talk
beat up.
about your experience at WrestleMania. You attended
What?
your first ever WrestleMania a few years ago that I stiffed
did
you
go
on.
to
I'm sorry.
WrestleMania 25. Was it 25?
No, 35.
35? 30. It wasn't 35. This is what year is this?
38.
We're on 38?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You went
Really?
to WrestleMania 35 at MetLife Stadium.
Okay, so yeah, well, I'll say it was long. It was like the longest thing I've ever
7 hours.
sat through. And that's not to say that it was bad. I mean, the biggest moment about that, the biggest thing from that was Kofi Mania.
Yeah.
You got to see Kofi Kingston win the title, and
Right.
the pop was huge for that. Everyone was really happy. I was happy. Kofi Kingston, he's anybody that's put that much time in,
veteran,
to finally
yeah.
become the champion. That was a cool moment to be part of. So I was there for Kofi Mania. I don't really remember much else. We left during the main event, which was the triple threat women's match with Charlotte.
Becky, Ronda Rousey.
Was it Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda?
Yeah, that's where
And-
Becky got Becky 2 belts.
Me and Gina got out of there, and thank God we did because
Oh, you would have went home at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
it was chaos getting out of there. Apparently,
80,000 people trying to leave at
They were
once.
stuck, and we got out. We got out, no problems. We got out, and the fireworks were going off.
Yeah.
So but we didn't really care too much about that.
It was an exhausting show to just sit through, and I can imagine like sitting there in the audience.
It was sick to
Next time
hear,
something
else
and
crazy
it was sick
happened.
to
Next time
see.
something like that comes on the screen, I'm totally interrupting you though, and we're watching that shit.
What's that on here?
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, we just
We're gonna
gotta be
pause the
mindful
story.
not to play it too long.
we're gonna watch Stone.
Too loud, rather.
That's true. Yeah, it can't be loud.
Oh, they got
Sorry,
an
guys,
hour
you gotta
and
watch it
41
yourselves.
minutes, so this is their pre-show.
This is an hour and 41 minutes.
Well, 8
till-
o'clock is start time.
Wow, we
That's
gotta
why
get
I
more
wanted to
entertaining,
get-
bro. Let's
That's why I
go.
wanted to get
Fuck,
rock and
7
rolling.
Rob, get on your fucking TikTok.
What?
Let's get some people in here. and help us out.
Rob. What?
What?
Vin,
Guys,
do you have
appreciate you guys
do you have a
tuning in.
moment that you can remember, or a mania
Not gonna
particularly?
know Mania
It's
live.
tough.
If he
man.
doesn't know the
I don't-
number, just tell me a moment,
to
and I'll
guess.
give you the number. Just give me a
All right.
moment. I'll give you the number.
I mean, shit. Was the Undertaker Mankind fucking?
No,
That was
No,
not
that's King of the
WrestleMania.
Ring.
no.
Wow, that was. Oh, you guys told me that last time.
That's the tough part. Is like I don't know if you know.
Do you remember
The-
sitting down watching any live manias as a kid or when you were
Yeah,
younger?
in the era.
I mean, we watched one together.
yeah,
we watched
in the era of The
years
Rock.
ago.
no more than 2 years ago. It's like 5 years ago.
TikTok or the gram?
TikTok.
Yeah.
Tiki Talk. It's hard. I think. What you figure? I definitely would have rented like The Rock and Stone Cold, but I can't remember the specifics. That's why
Right.
I'm not like the biggest fan. I just enjoyed it at the time, fell off of it a little, and now
Most people did.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of
Most
people are
did.
like me.
The Attitude Era. That was like the ending of people's like interest in.
I gotta
professional
say, my
wrestling.
buddy
100%.
CJ is really who like pulled me back into wrestling
Kept you
because
in.
like I wasn't watching like the weekly Raws or anything, but we would always get together for the pay-per-views. So that's how I like kept up with who was who.
I think a part of that is there's always
even
been
then
this
I
sort
dropped
of
off.
like a fat shaming of wrestling fans. That's what JR calls it. There's like this degree of like,
Yeah,
you've always
I've
felt
seen
like you'll feel people will think, it's fake, right? You know it's fake. You fucking loser.
Like, why do you go
used to
see
watch
movies
it.
then?
Everybody
Like-
says the same thing. Oh, I used to watch it when Stone Cold and The Rock, because everybody felt like this sort of embarrassment, like they weren't cool if they were watching it. And I think you just gotta get over that shit. And I think at this point now, we're old enough that we've transcended that.
Nobody thinks that anymore. I mean, I think
They do think it. They're fucking.
I mean,
idiots,
they've elevated the WWE to a whole other level of mainstream, and back. I know what you're saying. Back when, Dude Perfect from YouTube. Back when, in the Hogan era, it was still a little, it was like kind of taboo or something. There was just something about it. It was very underground. It was in its infancy, and then in the Attitude Era, when you could watch WWF on USA, Monday nights, and they had that locked in thing. My guy Pat McAfee, love that dude. I hope he beats the shit out of that whoever. AJ Styles,
Austin Theory.
Austin Theory,
Yeah.
Fucking dick.
Yeah, that's the
Pat
whole
better
point.
win.
That's the
Actually,
whole point is he's a little shit. And,
Pat has a beef with Vince. They're building up this whole beef with Vince because Pat kicked in Vince's door last night.
Hot.
Right.
And then Vince McMahon came out. I don't think he expected. Well, they set it up as if he wouldn't expect it.
I love his energy. I love his excitement. It's been a long time since they've had a really quality announcer.
Right? Okay,
Like JR and the
It's
King
hard to
aren't there
win over
anymore.
wrestling fans.
Yeah,
It
I
really
think
is.
he's the best announcer since like the JR and King era for sure.
And it's a tribute to that thing I was saying with the bringing it to the mainstream and finding new mediums, because that's what's bringing me in a little. The fact that I watch a lot of Pat McAfee, and he
He
all
talks football. He talks
sports.
wrestling. Yeah.
Exactly, and he kind of merges both worlds.
I mean, he
so-
had Brock Lesnar on his show. Brock
That was
Lesnar
fucking
doesn't do any show. He doesn't leave his fucking farm. He doesn't go out. He doesn't do shit.
Yeah,
but he
that's
stayed
true.
an hour throwing. I think he fucking wrecked his set or
He
whatever.
did. He broke
was
the
just-
fucking table. He threw the
his
headphones.
microphone, like, up into the rafters.
Yeah,
and
they're
he's, like,
stuck
breaking
up
his
there.
tables.
Broke the table and shit.
I love seeing the human
And then he
side of
fixed
Brock,
it somehow.
too.
Like
I think
middle of the
he gained
show.
a lot of fans with that interview. I think people didn't know Brock Lesnar, like you're saying. They only knew
I
him
love
on
A lot
this
of
social
people
version of
think
media.
Brock.
Lesnar's a dick and like
I love
just
it.
fucking hates people. And
I love
wants to
this
be left
version of
alone,
Brock.
which is
Good guy,
kind
Cowboy
of-
well, that's
Brock.
kayfabe. It's just like the Undertaker. Like
He seems a little bit like that, though.
No,
he doesn't
is,
seem
he
like
is
the
like
most.
that to a degree, but
He's
he's
probably
not
not the most approachable guy.
Even
got
on
a
the
sense
Pat
of-
McAfee interview, it wasn't like he didn't seem approachable
He's got a sense of
necessarily,
humor.
but there was more humor. There was more like self-awareness. Like he's not a fucking animal or something. The way
And that's
that
something
they
that
portray
they're
him.
doing differently in the story with WWE, which they deserve credit for, is that they're showing they flipped this where Roman Reigns was the good guy,
Finally,
but nobody really liked him. And
No,
Brock
he got
Lesnar was the
booed.
bad guy, but everybody thought he was cool.
right?
And now they're just making it. Brock Lesnar is the good guy.
Yeah.
You're seeing him smiling, like slapping fans' hands, and
Kissing babies.
kissing
What?
babies,
What?
And I love seeing that side of Brock, and he's wearing different attire. He's wearing like
Cowboy hat.
plaid, cowboy hat, whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
And you're seeing his sense of humor, and he's alone. He doesn't have Heyman as his
Right,
mouthpiece.
right.
So now you see Brock Lesnar in this different form, which is entertaining. And then you see Roman Reigns, who's being a dick, and he's doing a pretty good job at it.
Yeah,
'Cause
he's
everybody
much
was like,
better
"Fuck
as a
Roman
heel than he
Reigns."
is a face. Like,
It's the same thing like The Rock, though. Like when they jam them down your throat.
I love The
you-
Rock as
you
a
hate
heel.
them.
Yeah, he was the
There's
best.
nothing better than this. Ain't sing along with the Rock.
Right. Yeah.
They brought him in with the Nation of Domination. Well, he was he came in
Nation
as-
domination, and then he came in as like a blue chip baby face.
He was.
Where
That's
he
right,
wore
'cause
the
he was
blue
the son
tights. He had the
of
he
Rocky
was the son-
Maivia.
Yeah, and they booed him. They hated him. Die Rocky, die Rocky sucks.
Ooh.
Then
I
they
remember
They were
Rocky
jamming them
sucks.
down the throat, just like they
Right.
did with Cena,
Right.
what they were doing with Roman Reigns.
right.
And that's what's different about Cena is he never heel turned.
Yeah.
But Roman Reigns, they did it.
Good,
finally.
finally,
And
yeah.
he was, he's much better
Finally.
now.
The Rock has come.
So we have a comment here from friend of the show, Adam. Adam AK. He said, "My favorite is a toss up between WrestleMania 17, which is Stone Cold versus The Rock, which is where you're saying Stone Cold
This
turned
shirt
heel."
was from
A
WrestleMania
lot of people
17.
hated that moment though, because Stone Cold turned heel.
I did hate
and
that
it was
moment.
hard to watch. It was like, no,
You didn't want to boo him. You didn't want
right.
to boo
But
Stone
I mean,
Cold.
Jim Ross did a great job. Why, Austin? Why? Why, Austin? Yes, son of a bitch!
You son of a bitch!
You know? But and he said it's either a toss up between that or, and I didn't remember this match, but this was a really great match. WrestleMania 19, Angle versus Lesnar. I think that's the one where Lesnar did the shooting star press and fucking fell.
WrestleMania 19 was probably in my top 4 or 5 greatest WrestleManias of all time.
What else happened on there?
Hogan versus McMahon.
Oh,
Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho.
Man, that was a good one.
Austin's final match against The Rock where he lost.
That was at 19?
That was at 19, which is his comeback. So WrestleMania 19 is the last time we saw Stone Cold in an official match. So absolutely, WrestleMania 19 is up there as one of the greatest of all time.
Easily.
I think it can easily be in the top 3, top 4 WrestleMania.
No shit.
Yeah.
It was the card from top to
What
bottom.
year was that?
19 would be 2003.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I think that was like right before I started watching pay-per-views again, because I had dropped off heavy like after like I want to say like 2001,
Yeah.
and then I didn't start watching pay-per-views again until I became friends with CJ in like 2008
Okay.
when they started doing the Evolution and stuff like that. I saw some of that stuff.
Yep.
Ric Flair and Batista and that's when they
Mega
first
powers
started
explode.
with
Evolution
yeah.
was great. I love the Evolution, man.
I have so many favorite WrestleMania moments. It's hard to kind of like grab one WrestleMania. I'll try to go through like my history with WrestleMania.
Yeah.
1987 WrestleMania 3 at the Pontiac Silverdome in Detroit, Michigan.
my
I
year.
was not there. But I was at Madison Square Garden watching it on closed circuit with my parents.
Wow.
So
Holy
you can
shit.
buy a ticket because this is before pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So WrestleManias 1 through I think 4 were not on pay-per-view.
Was there electricity then?
when the wheel was invented.
You rode a dinosaur there.
Like
how
Barney
we feel,
Rubble,
though.
we pedaled with our fucking feet.
You're saying 87. I'm like, all right, so I was born a long time ago.
So sitting
Ready,
in
boy?
Madison Square Garden, I was 5 years old. I remember getting like a foam belt. I still have the WrestleMania 3 program.
Fucking shit. I love.
you
Me
love
and
the
my
foam
brothers
belt?
had the foam belts. They were
I had
so
the Hogan
cool.
finger, the yellow Hogan finger. I got that at WrestleMania
wow, I
3.
remember
Give me a great idea for like merchandise we should make.
We're gonna definitely go there.
Do foam
for
belts?
sure.
That'd be fucked up.
Foam belts and fingers. Yeah.
Oh man, I want one now.
Break Room Podcast.
Sorry to keep cutting you off, dude.
That's all right. That wasn't a live WrestleMania, but I watched it on the big screen at Madison Square Garden with a capacity crowd, which was cool.
Sick.
My first live WrestleMania was just a segue to this title right here. It's WrestleMania 5 at the Trump Plaza in Atlantic City, New Jersey. This is 1989. This is when the mega powers exploded. Yeah, that's what the mania and the madness. Yeah, Hulk Hogan versus Macho Man Randy Savage for the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship, and this belt changed hands that night from Macho to Hulk, and Hulk Hogan wore this exact WWF replica of the Winged Eagle.
Fucking sick. You think I'm letting you guys off the hook? I need some Macho Man Hogan right now, bro. I need the mega powers. I need the handshake. Let's go.
Hulkamania is but a single grain of sand in the Sahara Desert that is Macho Madness.
Well, let me tell you something, dude. God created the heavens, then he created the earth, then he created a set of these 24-inch pythons, dude.
Hogan drew the line in the sand, just following through.
And what you gonna do, Randy Savage, when the largest arms in the world and all my Hulkamaniacs run wild on you?
Got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so WrestleMania 5 was my fondest memory because I was the youngest. Everyone remembers their first live WrestleMania. WrestleMania 10, also at Madison Square Garden. I was there for that. That's Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon in a ladder match. And then the main event was Bret Hart winning the World Wrestling Federation title from Yokozuna. Wow. They hoisted him on his shoulders with fireworks. As a lifelong Bret the Hitman Hart fan, to me, I don't know if anything can top that moment for me as a kid. WrestleMania 10 was 94, so I was 12 years old. Yeah, I'm fucking old. Fuck off. What?
I saw Bret. Oh, yeah.
Was it SummerSlam or something where Yokozuna fights Bret Hart again or something? and Brett loses, but then Hogan comes
That's
out.
WrestleMania 9.
That was 9.
That's WrestleMania 9. So WrestleMania 9.
That was an outdoor one, right?
It wasn't like Hogan didn't want to, or Brett, one of them didn't want to lose to one of the others, so they like.
Yeah, I give you the story right now.
Yeah.
So WrestleMania 9 was in Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, and yes, it was the outdoor show.
Was that the one where Jim Ross debuts and
Yeah,
he's got the
that's
toga?
yeah, the toga party.
That's the debut of Jim Ross, the greatest commentator.
Bobby Heenan actually rode to the ring on a camel backwards.
Yes.
And he's like, this camel stinks. That was a great WrestleMania. I love that WrestleMania. But the main event was Bret Hart, who was the champion at that time, versus the winner of the 93 Royal Rumble, which was Yokozuna. Now, Hulk Hogan made his slight comeback at this point where he was in a tag team match with Brutus the Barber Beefcake versus Money Inc., $1 Million Man and IRS for the tag team titles earlier in the night. It was like a DQ finish. Nobody, won. The titles didn't change hands.
They were being managed by Honky Tonk, right?
Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy
Oh,
Hart.
that's right. I'm sorry, Jimmy Hart.
But the main event, Mr. Fuji takes salt and throws it into Bret Hart's face when Bret Hart had Yokozuna in the sharpshooter getting ready to win.
He did that. He threw the salt.
Threw the salt right in Bret's face. Yokozuna pins Bret Hart, becomes the World Wrestling Federation champion, and out comes Hulk Hogan. Brother, the referee, brother, you didn't see it, blah, 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 blah. And then Mr. Fuji gets on the microphone and says, Hulk Hogan, we're going to put a title on the line right now, right here, if you get in the ring. So Hulk gets in the ring, clotheslines Yokozuna, drops the leg, referee counts 1, 2, 3, and the title changes hands again to Hulk Hogan at the end of WrestleMania. Now, this is where the animosity between Bret Hart and Hulk Hogan kind of stemmed from, because the whole time, the politician Hulk Hogan in the dressing room is telling Bret, hey, I'll take the title tonight, brother, and then we'll have a rematch at SummerSlam. And they actually did a promo where you can see, like, the video, the photos, and then, like, the poster for SummerSlam, and it never happened because Hulk Hogan wound up not keeping his contract with the World Wrestling Federation, and in June, he loses the King of the Ring match against Yokozuna, and Yokozuna wins the title back, and that's when Bret Hart wins the King of the Ring. He was the first King of the Ring that night. So they had. But yeah, there's a lot of backstory, a lot of ins, a lot of outs, lots of what have you.
There's a lot of drama behind the kayfabe anyway.
Kayfabe, yep.
Dark side of the ring, yeah.
Yeah, that was a great WrestleMania. I was also at WrestleMania 20. I was actually ringside front row for that one, which is a really expensive ticket.
20 was, I remember 20 was a big one. I'm trying to. There's something with Lesnar.
Lesnar Goldberg with Austin as the referee was a horrible match.
And they were booed out of the building.
Booed out of the building.
This guy dressed like Beetlejuice? What the hell?
That was also the return of the Dead Man Undertaker, if you remember that, against Kane.
Yeah, he came back dead.
He came back dead.
Buried alive or something.
Yeah. So the American Badass was buried alive, and then he came back with the trench coat, the hat, and the old Undertaker theme. Nice. And Paul Bearer actually came to the ring with the Undertaker. That was an amazing moment, too.
Guys, we got a couple of comments. We got the Dungeon Podcast always coming in big. So, Dungeon Podcast says the Mega Powers Explode was the best. So, yeah, he hit it. Actually, before we ever said that.
Thank you.
And also, he said, what we were speaking to before the WrestleMania you talked about, he said that should have been Lex Luger's last WrestleMania. Oh, that should have been Lex Luger's WrestleMania. I'm sorry.
Lex never was, I don't think Lex was ever given.
No, he actually, they gave him a title, like, just to walk to the ring with it on a house show for, like, photo's sake and just to see how the crowd would react to him as champion. And it was like a fart in church. So, I mean, the most over person in the company at the time was Bret Hart. It was Bret Hart's time. So you couldn't have gone that way. They tried everything under the book, under the sun, really to get Lex Luger over like the next Hulk Hogan. They gave him his fucking bust. They tried to push him through
Lex
the moon.
Luger as a kid, though.
He just was not. He was not Hulk Hogan. He was just not Hulk Hogan. There's no way.
Telephone.
Phone's ringing, dude.
Phone's ringing, dude.
I
know,
Anderson
Donnie.
Calling. Thank you,
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
I need him last week. He's always at every
been our
Appreciate you.
concert that I put on. So
oh, that's right. That's right.
He's giving us a call right now, probably.
WrestleMania 20 was also really
Rob, you need
good.
to pull up the comments on
That
your
was
phone.
Chris Benoit's defining moment. We're not the
That's why they're
WWE.
here, Rob.
I could say Chris Benoit. I don't give a shit. So it's Chris Benoit versus Triple H and Shawn Michaels in a triple threat match. Also on that night, on that card, was Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle,
Right.
which was an amazing match.
Eddie won the belt.
Eddie was great.
And at the end of the night, you had Benoit and Eddie in the ring celebrating with the confetti. Was an awesome,
gave the
awesome
hug.
moment.
Eddie with
That
the
was a
hug.
huge
Eddie.
moment
Eddie
because
and the
they were
confetti,
the
yeah,
two
thank
guys. They jumped
Son
from
of a bitch.
WCW. They were the Radicals,
Right.
And that was like a big moment
Right.
during the
He's a
I'm
radical
trying to think
lad.
who jumped ship before them. Did Big Show come over before them?
Jericho?
Big Show and Jericho. Did they come before the Radicals?
Yeah. 99.
It was a big moment, and during the Attitude, during the Monday Night Wars, that they lost 4 guys.
Yeah.
It was not Jericho. It was Benoit, Guerrero, Dean Malenko, and Perry Saturn.
Right.
And it was a big deal. So it was cool. How many years later is that now? That was like 2000 or 99.
WrestleMania 20 would be 2004. So it was about 5 years later.
Okay.
Shit.
What years did they debut? Was it
1999.
99?
Yeah.
Not 2000?
2000. You're right.
Yeah.
2000. So
One
4
or the
years
other,
later.
So a couple years
2000.
later.
Yeah. 4 years later.
This guy's name's really Seth freaking Rollins. Like, I just don't like him for some
I don't like him
fucking
either.
reason.
Seth
But this is
Rollins
going to be a
I mean,
big
was
one.
of the
And this
best
is
in the
tonight,
business
too.
right
So
now.
we need to talk about this.
He's not
Yeah.
freaking
Mr.
sweet.
You want to
McMahon's
segue? You want to
choosing?
segue into that speculation right there?
All right, yeah, they're highlighting a match. What's going on here?
So first the big
Looks
deal
like he's
about
fighting
this.
an unlockable character.
Seth Rollins is one of the best in the business right now, despite whatever you think. He's a good heel. He's coming to his own. He's a good wrestler, for sure. He could put on like an hour-long banger. But whatever. I'm not going to here to promote Seth Rollins. The idea is that he's not on WrestleMania. He hasn't had a WrestleMania match. So for the past couple of weeks, it was like, oh, well, I'm going to
He
do
was-
this to get into WrestleMania.
Yeah, I saw the thing with
And-
him and the kid who's doing the Stone Cold thing.
Yeah, Kevin Owens. Yeah, he
Kevin
tried
Owens.
to take that from him, and then he tried to do this and that. So, long story short, what a lot of people are suspecting right now is this is going to be Cody Rhodes' debut back at the WWE after a couple of years off, being the first to go over to AEW and help create it.
So that's why they're saying it's an opponent of Vince McMahon's choosing.
Because
That's-
they've been apparently
Okay.
he's a free agent.
You got to have a surprise at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just
it's gotta be
the
a
whole-
big-
I love that this is tonight. We'll get to see. Like, these are the two things I really wanted to see all weekend. I don't give a shit
Yeah,
about
tomorrow's,
tomorrow's
like,
shit.
Who cares,
Lesnar
right?
versus
what, Joe?
Roman
I'm
Reigns for
gonna
the 80 fucking time. I don't give a shit.
Chris
I'm
has
giving
an
you
opinion.
some I'm going to start a hot take here.
Oh, God.
All right?
Who's the hottest
If it was
WWE girl?
AEW,
What?
they would have blown their load. They would have blown their load on TV. Not even on TV. They would have put out a post on like fucking the internet saying this guy
All
is
Elite?
here. And they wouldn't have saved.
By the way,
surprise.
Samoa Joe is all elite. If you haven't
I did
seen.
see that, and I'm thrilled about that. I love Samoa
Samoa
Joe.
Joe.
I hope that he thrives over there. I wish that he was starting to get some steam in WWE.
He got hurt a couple
I
times.
keep telling you
That's
to
kinda
do
what
stuff,
put him
and I'm
back.
like, wait, he didn't go live on TikTok.
No, because like doing the show.
I know,
It would
it's
be
tough.
distracting to the show.
Dungeon wants to see Cody, so
Agreed,
So
agreed.
hopefully it is.
You know what? You know what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking, and this is a prediction, not a spoiler.
I think it's Veer,
Huh?
Diction
No.
pain.
I think.
Gable Stevenson.
No, I think Seth Rollins comes out, and they're ready to reveal his mystery opponent. And here comes the money. Here
Shane
comes
McMahon?
the money.
I would
money,
be
money,
thrilled
money.
if it was
Shane
Shane
McMahon
McMahon.
comes out, and then they announce it's a triple threat match, and then Cody Rhodes comes out.
Wow.
I
like that
hope
prediction.
Shane shows
What?
up tonight because I love Shane McMahon.
Shane versus Cody
Shane
versus
has put
Seth.
his body on the line fucking time and time
Even the
again.
Undertaker was like, in his
Like-
speech,
Yeah,
brings
yeah,
up
yeah, yeah.
Shane and
Like-
the shit he wanted to do to his body. It was like,
He fucking jumped off that steel cage fucking into the table. I'm like,
yeah, he
God.
one
Shane
up
was always
mankind.
Through the glass. There's so many fucking.
We all
like,
kind of
stuff.
went around. We talked about like our favorite WrestleMania moments. We appreciate your comments. We appreciate you guys chiming in. But keep that going. Let us know what was your favorite WrestleMania match, favorite WrestleMania moment, favorite WrestleMania, and do you have any favorite like memories of being live at a WrestleMania? Whether you were
anybody
in
been to one?
person or maybe you were with your family, in front of the TV. Like, let us know.
We got to do a good job.
right now.
Hey,
Yeah, we gotta
Mr.
do a-
Anderson,
so
Edge
we're-
is on this WrestleMania, by the way. Edge is going against AJ Styles. That should be
Really?
This is
Edge
a
back?
great.
Is that tomorrow or is it tonight?
I don't know. They didn't announce the
I didn't
card. or
know Edge
anything.
was back.
But if
That's
that's
awesome.
tonight, that's
Edge
going
has
to be a
been
great
back
match.
after, like,
I like
How
Edge.
long? Like 7 years or something retired because he broke his neck.
Oh, yeah.
He was done for a while and he came
Wow.
back a few years ago. Yeah.
Good for him. I always liked
Edge,
Edge.
yeah, he's the man, and he's going against AJ Styles.
really
who's
cool,
also
the
man,
statue.
so.
That's awesome.
Very
statue.
sick.
I guess we'll let the
Mark
audience
Jindrak.
know what we're going to have Rob do.
Should
so
just
it's
put
not weird,
put
right?
the hat on Vin, and he's the Undertaker. I mean,
That'll work a
he
little
is.
bit.
Get him the gloves and the trench coat.
Interesting. So, Joe,
I can't roll my eyes, though.
something interesting here from the Dungeon mentioned, because we were talking earlier. Apparently, Mick Foley's daughter was upset that.
He didn't mention Mankind in his speech.
Right.
Yeah,
but
Vince-
I also
Vince
noticed
did.
that.
yeah, he didn't mention it. He didn't mention him in his speech, which is kind of interesting.
really wanna go
I
live
mean, I
during the
know
show?
it wasn't
Please.
deliberate.
I'm
But
gonna,
from
I'm gonna
the-
let Chris
From
know.
the dungeon said that also Vince didn't mention him in that long list of people that he named all of his opponents. Vince apparently didn't mention.
He
him.
did.
No, he said Mankind.
Mankind.
Yeah, he
Did
said
he?
Mankind.
Okay.
No, we
He
were,
absolutely
we
said
were
Mankind.
listening for it. 'cause
Yeah,
me and
yeah.
Rob
We were
were watching
listening
it
for
today,
it.
and we were like,
You know what?
mentioned
He would.
Mankind.
He. I think that speech
And I
was
don't-
like 40
that
minutes
dungeon?
long.
yeah, and I don't blame.
It was a long
All right,
speech.
we should probably let these guys know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna interrupt everything by letting Rob go live on TikTok, right?
Yeah, it's, all right, we're going to go live while we're going live.
We're gonna. Yeah,
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it!
We'll do it live.
There's nothing wrong
Fucking
with
thing
it.
sucks.
Fucking thing fucking sucks. So we're gonna have a separate audience.
All right, so we're going to
feed.
go TikTok
Yeah, we're
live
gonna
and
have
try
a
to get
bunch
more
of-
people to join you.
We're gonna see if we can bring those people in here. Because if they don't know where we're there,
All right, so can somebody go on TikTok
I'm on
and
it.
comment? Like, yeah.
I'll drop the
All
link
right,
and
here we
everything for
go.
them.
You can start it with "It's time, it's time."
It's Peter Griffin time.
It's it's time. It's time for WrestleMania. We're watching the WrestleMania with my friends. We're doing the Break Room podcast.
Hey,
And we're actually live right now. So if you
On
guys
YouTube.
are watching WrestleMania,
Give me a hell
tune
yeah.
in. Yes. Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
But, if you tune in live with that, you can actually watch our show simultaneously because once the matches start up, we're going to be watching it along with you guys. And you can feel free to comment. My buddy Vin over there is going to drop a link to the YouTube live in the comments here if you guys want to join us. I'm just popping in here to let you guys know that we're going to be doing that.
beers, what?
And we got the Steve Austin's Broken Skull beers here.
What?
we got a bunch of belts.
So we got some belts. Yeah. We've got, and I'm not going to pick that
Peter.
one up, but that's the original heavyweight champion belt, which is a beautiful belt. My buddy Joe got that on sale when they had what
Royal Rumble sale.
the Royal Rumble sale. That's what it was. I bet you there's a WrestleMania
Oh,
sale.
there
right
is.
now.
There is.
Is it better than the sale you got for the other one?
I don't want to tell
Are
you.
you mad? Are you mad that you didn't wait?
It's probably $20 less than what I paid for it, but it's all right.
So that means I should buy it now, right?
Hey, man.
Imagine now we have another belt. Which belt should I get though?
I think the
I get the
Intercontinental.
same one
I
as
think
you?
the Intercontinental title would be like.
Intercontinental Champion. Oh yeah! President Jack Dunny.
Gonna get you to the boiling point.
Showboating and hot dogging for no reason at all.
Everybody's like, "Where you from? You like WWE?"
Yeah,
dude.
I'm from New York.
He's the
New York, hell, New York, chocolate, coffee, all the funny shit. Yeah,
Water.
My
Hot
sister's
dogs.
ass.
Water. What? Water.
What?
What?
Water.
Water.
What?
Hot water.
But yeah, we watched we watched the Hall of Fame today. I didn't get to catch it live.
That was
but
great.
It was a really awesome moment for
The Undertaker.
the Undertaker and the Steiner brothers.
Yeah,
I didn't know what Scott Steiner was going to say on the live microphone,
Oh, man,
but he did well. But that story about the cows and Randy Savage was amazing. And if you haven't seen it, I suggest
Jesus
watching it on the
Christ.
Peacock.
And Rick
Network.
Steiner was like, "Yeah,
Somebody
thanks for
messages?
taking up 3 of the 4 minutes that we had."
Oh, it was hilarious, yeah. But yeah, Taker's speech was really like a TED talk about how to be a good person, which was great.
Yeah.
And
The big gold.
I can't wait
I
to. Who do we think Seth is going to face? What were we saying? We
Cody
were saying that
Rhodes.
it's going to be probably
Whoa,
Cody Rhodes,
triple threat,
possibly a
Cody
triple
Rhodes,
threat
Shane
with Shane McMahon. We were thinking that.
Yeah.
I was thinking that last.
But
night,
yeah,
but
guys,
mentioned that.
definitely tune in to the podcast, which we're live right now with the podcast. So
Continue
if you
to
pop
watch
over
along.
to YouTube, you can continue to watch along the WrestleMania and watch us and our
Watch
show.
along.
Watch us.
It's a watch
you,
along.
It's a watch along.
You can watch
WrestleMania.
us.
You watch
we'll
it.
you,
They're
we'll
live.
comment.
We're live. I'm
We're
live
still
twice.
live.
Join the
I'm
break room.
twice as live as WrestleMania right now. It's fucking insane.
Join the break room, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. We still have another hour before this.
We
even
have plenty
kicks
of
off.
time.
Insane. We
This
got
is the
plenty
pregame.
of time.
I'm just
This is
letting
going to be
you
the
guys
pregame. You're going to be off your ass.
Yeah, you got
By the
it.
time
There
Stone
it
Cold
is.
comes out,
Stone Cold.
Four
Well, that's why
beers,
we're
what?
watching it,
Vince had
because
five
Stone
beers,
Cold is
what?
back, and we can't fucking wait to see Stone Cold kick some asses.
Oh, he
Imagine
better,
Stone
dude.
Cold
Take
came
some
out with
names.
the smoking skull belt.
Oh,
My God.
Jesus.
I'm curious to see what he comes out wearing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
oh,
Like, is
that's
he going to have a cutoff,
Black leather
like black
vest.
it's got to be
shirt?
the fucking jeans, dude. It's either the jeans.
leather vest and
I don't
black
think he's coming out
shirt.
in the unitards. Nah, no
Black
trunks.
He does have a little bit of a gut,
tune in.
Yeah,
but his
yeah,
arms
yeah.
are huge.
Vin, you want to drop in another link?
Oh
in
yeah,
the,
I'll give you guys the link.
Link it
yeah,
up.
drop the link in there, and
Hot.
It's tough because I don't think TikTok allows for like link.
Just tell him where to
all right. So
But
the
it's
Break Room
youtube.com
Podcast.
2
/
words.
The Break Room Podcast.
Okay, youtube.com/The Break Room Podcast. If you look that up, you'll be able to find our page. And we're live right now, so it'll be the same experience as here, except there won't be vertical video. And
Be just like
No.
Sergeant Slaughter's there himself.
Jean
exactly,
shorts and
right?
T-shirt with his braces.
Yeah.
repping my good buddy Saul.
Attend hut maggots. I got the real Sergeant Slaughter here with a message for you pukes. Yeah, you maggots. You better listen up and watch the Break Room Podcast. And that's an order, right, Sarge? At ease, as you were. You're dismissed. And tune in. And don't make us come looking for you.
If you're ready for the Break Room Podcast, give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah! And that's the bottom line.
Joe, what was that
He
about?
said
Charmel?
Peter.
Are we back
Hey.
on?
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, I just want to kind of comment on a few
Yeah,
things.
I'm
on
Italian.
here.
How could you guess?
I don't know why Charmel
not
Adam
like the
was kind of
fucking
inducted.
giant
I think that they just
Cornicello
have to
hanging
have
from
like
my
a
neck is
female,
away.
and being that Booker T is from Texas,
Oh, sorry. I
it
hit the
kind of
mic.
made sense to kind of get her into the Hall of
Oh,
Fame
here's that
in
bastard
Texas.
that's trying to
But
call out.
wow, from the
There he
Dungeon
is.
Podcast, I was also at WrestleMania 29 at MetLife Stadium. I actually stayed there the whole weekend in Jersey. I went to the Access. I went to the Hall of Fame
we're,
that year.
we're
Where are
doing
you
this
from?
live.
What town are you in?
We're,
Send a
we're
message in
kinda
the
doing
chat,
like
break
two lives at once,
Dungeon
so
Podcast.
I'm just gonna tell you
You're
guys
like-
one more time.
It's like
YouTube.com/The Break Room Podcast. Come join us live right now during the pre-show of WrestleMania while we stream it live and we talk to you guys live, and you have the opportunity to comment and be a part of the show. But I'm gonna sign off here because it's super fucking distracting, and I don't know which camera to look at. So we're gonna we're gonna take it over to YouTube. So Snoochie Boochies, may the force be with you. Shut up, Meg.
Oh, that's funny, dude. Jesus, 400. What the fuck?
What?
I don't know. It's like 400 people, like 5 minutes.
Wait, what? In the YouTube?
Yeah, in the no, God, no. In the
I was like,
in the
oh
TikTok.
shit, they really listened. Yeah, 462 total views.
Oh, you're in New Jersey. Awesome. Yeah. I was living in Brooklyn at the time. I had just moved to Long Island, so that was a little bit of a trip that we took out to WrestleMania 29. That was a great WrestleMania. Punk versus Undertaker, I agree. If they were going to have someone break the streak, it should have been Punk. I think that's a little bit of why he kind of left the company soon after that, is because although the Undertaker match was a huge match, it wasn't last. It wasn't the main event at WrestleMania, which is something that he always attained to do, and he never got the opportunity to kind of do that. So, I did love that WrestleMania. The Hall of Fame that year was really cool. At Madison Square Garden, we got to see Bruno San Martino get inducted in the Hall of Fame. Mick Foley got inducted that year. Booker T. That was a great Hall of Fame class. I was at that as well.
Hold on, we got another Stone Cold promo. They're cutting back here.
Oh, this is the same one from before.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
it's
Kid
Great
Rock.
moments. He's got the beer.
Yeah, I mean,
What?
That's
you talk about like a montage video of the greatest moments.
in WWF.
He's
WWE
fucking got to be on so many of them.
My God.
Kevin Owens better thank his lucky stars that he's getting this much like attention. I
that's-
do like Kevin Owens a lot. I think he's really underrated and probably one of the better performers that they currently have on their roster. But he's never main evented anything. He's never really been like a featured performer at a WrestleMania yet.
Yeah.
He's kind of like been a mid-carder, but he could easily be a main eventer. They just haven't given him the opportunity. So this is huge for him to be on the same card in a feature against Stone Cold Steve Austin, arguably the most popular wrestler of all time.
Yeah,
period.
absolutely.
I mean, it's not even fucking close. I was watching something earlier where they released 50 defining moment Mattel Stone Cold figures at the Access there, and they got sold out in like less than an hour. All of them, and those are like $300 figures because they don't really make those anymore. But they had that special for Stone Cold at Mania, and they sold out like instantly too.
Jesus.
So.
All right, back to the pre-show here with stuff we don't care about.
Yeah.
Here's 5 people.
It's going to be a big crowd too because you can got Dallas
capacity crowd.
100,000 people can fit in that stadium.
You guys want to watch Chris try to crawl into this thing?
It's gonna be great.
He's gonna knock the beer down.
I know, the camera, the beer, the table.
Shit. He's gonna break the room.
That guy looks like Shane McMahon a little bit.
Rob, do you have any memories like with your family sitting and watching WrestleMania with your?
No, my parents didn't. When I was a little kid, my parents didn't let me watch wrestling because I was starting to watch it, and then like I was starting to copy what they were doing on TV, and I would jump off my couch like Randy Savage off the top ropes. And my mom was like, enough. And I'm like,
that's enough.
But then I had to make it up on my own. I had my own WrestleManias with this giant bear that was like the size of me, and I used to put him in the headlocks and drop him with the elbow and the atomic leg drop and all the good shit. And it wasn't until like the Attitude Era where it was like starting to like watch it on TV, and like my mom just didn't give a fuck because I was already corrupted. And I remember The Rock and Stone Cold and even WCW. I would watch that too because I had a few of those toys and stuff. And I always loved wrestling. And what's really funny is I'm a multi-generational wrestling fan because my great-grandparents used to go watch wrestling matches and stuff, and my grandpa would watch it on TV and see like his parents in the audience.
Shit.
And like I remember, like, my parents told me that they used to watch it back in, like, the 70s and the days of, like, Gorilla Monsoon and Haystacks Calhoun and all those guys. And then, the 80s rolled around. And my brother really wasn't into wrestling. He was into G.I. Joe, which is how we got into, like, Sergeant Slaughter in the first place.
Okay.
I had the mail-away Sergeant Slaughter G.I. Joe figure. And I remember having, like, a pillow wrestler of Hulk Hogan and
the wrestling buddy.
Yeah, I ended up destroying it as a kid, and
you bastard,
leaking stuffing everywhere. So my parents threw it away, and then I ended up getting a replacement in the form of Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh,
and this one
that's a downgrade.
Talk, and he would squeeze his nose and
Diamond
bend his arm and shit, and he would talk. But it wasn't like I was a big DDP fan. It was just the one they had in the store.
Fucking jumping off furniture, it was like a pastime I think every kid
I used to land on my
like,
knees, and my mom would always warn me that I would get bad knees one day, and now I have fucking bad knees. So
we would take the couch cushions out of the couch and then put them on the floor like a mat, and then we would jump off the arm.
That was a smarter idea. I would just land on the fucking ground like an idiot.
On the ground?
Well, I used to like the big boom that the house would make.
Big
when
boom
I would
pants?
land on the ground. I mean, I wasn't a fat kid, so it wasn't like I was going to go through the floor, but... I used to love doing that shit. I would just, and then fucking jump off the couch.
The Macho Man elbow off the couch.
Oh
one time my cousin did a leg drop off. I had like a folding futon, and he jumps off the top of it to do a leg drop, and he slips between the cushion,
right,
and his tailbone smacks the ground so hard. It was so funny and so painful for him.
My God.
I was rolling. We still, to this day, I fucking laugh about that when we bring it up.
Here's a core memory that I remember. I would always get in trouble in bounce houses, so I would always make them into wrestling rings. And I would beat the kids up.
I'm bouncing off the side.
It was so funny, though. Like, even, like, as far back as, like, before preschool, there was, like, a program called Mommy and Me, and you would go with, like, your parent or whatever, and, like, they'd have, like, activities and stuff. It was, like, before school started.
Oh, he spray paints the
here, hold on. Let's see this. Owens is spray painting. He's defacing some Stone Cold promo
Was he drawing
material.
boobies?
Get the fuck
Poster.
out. Yo, this guy better get his shit kicked in, I swear. You know what they're going to do? They're going to fucking make it some kind of thing, and they're going to drag this out forever. Stone Cold should just stomp a hole in this kid's head and then retire again.
What?
Drink 2 beers. What?
What?
3 beers.
He's pretty good.
But
He's better than Stone
long
Cold?
story short is like even
Okay.
as far back as that, I used to like attack kids in the fucking bounce houses and throw them against the ropes and shit.
I wonder if there's an Austin shirt that they're gonna sell tonight.
It's got to be,
might-
right? I mean,
To get on
the
that.
whole point in this is merch,
What?
right?
Yeah. I don't want to. I don't want a Dallas 316 shirt because
Wow.
that's what they had last time that they were in Dallas.
Oh, I saw that's the one actually I found on
yeah,
the
on your
promo.
thumbnail is great.
I hope Edge wins.
Figure they're down in
I'm
Texas.
pretty
or
sure
where-
I have a Brooklyn 316 shirt.
You
but
do.
It's too
You-
small.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's too small though. That's the problem with it.
Jesus.
WWE
It's
shirts.
too small for you. I wouldn't be able to get it on my own.
True. Not wrong.
In a triple threat match.
Let's go over some predictions for tonight. I mean,
So
we
hey,
talked about.
if there's a triple threat match here, then I don't know if they're going to do a triple threat match for the other one.
might.
Triple threat. That looks like a tag.
Oh, is Johnny
team.
I don't
Knoxville
even know
tonight
what
as
night
well?
That is. That's supposed to happen.
What's that?
Is the Cody thing?
Tonight. They just said tonight. Yeah.
Wait,
This
Johnny
is
Knoxville is fighting?
that's
No,
tomorrow
it says
night.
tomorrow.
It just says tomorrow night.
Pat.
Is that tonight or tomorrow night?
That's tomorrow. That's Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that?
Tomorrow night. Okay.
Happy birthday,
So I don't-
Vin. That's
Yeah,
your, that's
Happy
your
birthday,
Pat at
Vin.
WrestleMania for your birthday.
Hell yeah.
One
Yeah, everybody
birthday.
wish-
What? 2 birthdays.
What?
We'll be here for a while.
30. I'm old. Oh no. Oh no. A 4-way female tag team fatal 4-way. All right.
That's tomorrow, right?
Oh, Bobby
I guess they're
Lashley.
This was
promoing
just
all of
thrown
tomorrow.
together. Bobby Lashley deserved better. It should have been Lashley versus Lesnar at WrestleMania.
This guy almost
Roman
won.
Reigns could have faced somebody else.
It's also tomorrow night.
That seems that seems like a weird. Why would they just have those two against each other? That seems like selective.
Well, it's the third match between the two. It's the blow off. It's going to be a title unification match.
What?
Well, they
Oh,
both
it is
hold the
a bu-
SmackDown
What?
and the Raw titles.
okay.
So it's supposed to unify them apparently.
Wait,
and
there's
they'll become-
titles for each for SmackDown and Raw.
Right.
He said
Because it's
we got a
different
message
roster
from
on each
Corey.
show now.
They said that
Oh,
Vin
that's-
looks like Drew McIntyre.
Who's that? I don't know.
Somebody in the chat said
Who's
you
Drew
look like-
You'll
McIntyre?
see.
though? I
They'll
don't
show
know.
him on here eventually.
Is that good or
He's
bad? I
facing
don't know.
Madcap
Should I
Moss.
be offended?
Perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know.
Drew
All right.
McIntyre, did he face Undertaker and beat him?
No,
No way.
never.
He faced Roman and beat him though, right? Who was the or no, he fought Lesnar and beat him. He
Right.
beat Lesnar
Right.
at WrestleMania
Uh,
during COVID.
Roman beat The Undertaker in a
Roman
terrible
did-
match.
Yeah.
A horrible match.
This fucking music is a little
It
weird.
sounds like Weird Al Yankovic.
It does. It sounds like Weird
It's
Al
like fake,
playing
fake
Metallica.
Metallica.
fake
Insult to Weird
Metallica,
Al.
Yeah.
What?
It might actually be Metallica though too. Metallica doesn't sound as good as it used to.
I hope not.
Oh,
Yeah,
help! Help! Help!
Oh, Paul Heyman's great. He apparently signed a deal to be there even longer now. Paul Heyman, he's great.
Paul Heyman's great. You know, he's
Oh, that was at the Garden.
fucking.
Didn't he help
ECW.
with like the origins of like the WWF and shit?
He created
ECW.
ECW? He made.
Oh, okay.
And-
You know how Eric Bischoff had WCW?
Yeah,
He had ECW.
gotcha.
They
Okay.
absorbed ECW first, and then they got WCW.
Okay.
But WWE was helping ECW. for a
ECW
while,
is how
too.
you got like the Dudley Boys, and there was a lot of guys.
Rob
that
Van
started.
Dam,
Lee,
Rob Van
Tommy
Dam,
Dreamer,
Taz.
Taz, Lance
Sandman.
Storm,
wow,
Sandman,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raven, right? Wasn't
Yeah.
he one of them?
Raven. But WWE was
Sabu.
actually funding ECW for a little while and keeping them alive for a few years.
It's a true
because
story.
They
Talent
couldn't
pool.
pay the bills. They
Just
couldn't
ripped
pay
the
the
door
talent.
off?
Yeah,
But they had
yeah.
really good talent. That was the thing. So that's why
Right.
WWE eventually acquired them.
Brock Lesnar just ripped that
They
door
had the
off that car,
funding.
like no problem.
Think of it like like Disney buying all these properties. Like they
Yeah.
have the funding to keep it running. So
Yeah, it makes sense.
WWE is definitely like the Disney of wrestling.
It's smart, you know,
'Cause-
because you have a talent.
Because that
pool.
was the thing. Vince McMahon Sr. very much believed in the different territories and having like your own space, and he had like the New York, New Jersey,
East
and,
Coast.
region.
like East Coast region. And
Gotcha.
then when Vince started taking over, he started buying up a lot of those properties and acquired all those guys.
Absolutely.
Okay. I guess that's what you're seeing now because now they have all of the.
And that's how Vince got involved in wrestling too, as far as like
Fucking
being
AEW,
involved in the ring.
right?
He had to wait until his father died before he was
Ring of
able to start
Honor, but-
wrestling.
I heard that was bullshit. Oh, that's what you told me before. Yeah, Vince
Yeah,
had to wait till his dad passed away.
Vince Senior did not want his son to wrestle.
Makes sense. You see the shit that Shane
How
fucking
you
did.
like that beer? How's that?
Beer's great,
Is it
bro. Oh yeah, this is fucking
better than the
excellent.
lager that we had the other
I mean,
night?
I like IPA, so I like the bitter.
Yeah.
I'm not an
If
IPA
you like a bitter
guy.
beer,
No, I thought that lager was smooth as
It was-
a baby's
it was creamy.
ass.
That
Oh,
lager
it was
was-
delicious.
That
I
was
tried to
really
get it. I
good.
went there. They didn't
Didn't
have.
ha-
All they had was one can of this on the shelf.
Wow, they were all
One
out already.
can. I was
Well,
like,
you
what
gotta
the fuck?
figure it's WrestleMania, so I'm sure anybody
Well,
else living in
We
this
might have
town-
bought them out
We
of it
might have
last
bought 'em,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because
mean,
I mean,
How many did they have in
because
the
the guy
fridge when we
even
went
told
last time?
I went back
I didn't
after
see,
the last
actually, you
time
guys
we
grabbed
went. We were lucky we got that 4-pack.
yeah,
But
was the last one.
I
think.
asked him, I was like, "Did you ever get any more in?" He said, "No, we just got a shipment of beer and it was not on there." So
Damn, it's got to be hard
I
to
think
get
there's a shortage of it, like
Yeah.
like from the distributor.
because this distributor is, relatively.
I'm not a huge beer
Micro.
drinker. I probably drink a couple of beers like
A year?
A year. But that was really fucking good. It had no
Tasty.
bitter aftertaste.
yeah,
It was just smooth.
when I
Really good. And,
Smooth criminal.
yeah.
when we used to brew beer, years
years.
years ago, we used
That
to
was
do
fun.
an American cream ale, and
Yep.
it had this this wheat almost. It wasn't wheaty like a Blue Moon, but it had a little bit
Hops.
of a lager wheat mix. So if you think of it, hops really makes beer bitter. So when you have that
Yeah.
aftertaste, it's hops.
Yeah.
But with like a wheat, it's creamy, it's smooth.
That's
so
kind of what this was.
yeah, this one was definitely a blend of almost like I don't want to say Budweiser, but a lager
Yeah.
with an American cream. So it's very, very fucking good.
No,
I
the
was
other
telling
It's
difference-
Eric
really
about it,
enjoyable.
too.
Really
Like I would
enjoyable.
regularly
Hell yeah.
drink that.
I would recommend it. I would
While
definitely
we're
recommend
talking beer, the difference between an ale and a lager, just a fun fact, right? So with ale, my
Milk
understanding-
Nitro Stout is good. I'm sorry. Dungeon Podcast said Milk Nitro Stout, and that's a fucking great beer.
sounds
That's a
creamy.
good- yeah, it is.
With ale, the yeast is like fermenting on the top, whereas with a lager, the yeast ferments from the bottom of like the barrel.
Yep. Okay.
Apparently, that's
It's a crazy process. Yeah, I won't go into brewing beer, but
that's
it's a
something
lot
we
of
could
fun.
talk about one day, though. Just booze. We could do a
That's
whole
how we
episode.
became friends.
It's
You have a
that's
damn
true.
beer
That's when I
bath?
met
We're
What?
former
Big Rob, huh?
bartenders. He used to work at Crazy Billy's, which is a liquor store.
Oh boy.
There's a lot there.
We got a lot of our roots are in beer. Speaking of beer, I need a beer.
Huh?
What?
Dude,
one
finish
beer.
mine, man, because I
Finish
can't
his.
drink this.
Okay, I got
It's-
it. Jesus.
I'm not an IPA fan. It's too strong of a. The other one was good though.
Do you know hops and marijuana are in the same family?
Nice.
It kind of has a
Same
taste.
flower.
Funny because I only enjoy
floral.
one of those.
I like it.
100%. I didn't
Yao?
even hear
Where's
what he
Yao?
said.
If
Oh,
Yao
there's
was
the
here,
king.
He would say the terpenes. I want
King
terps.
is on the
It's about
screen.
the
Terps.
terps.
It's
dude.
all
Yeah.
about the terps.
All about those
Good day.
terps.
Don't they know not to wear bright pink on TV anymore?
Is that
It-
Jerry?
It burns the camera
Jerry.
lens.
That's red. That's not pink.
Is it pink?
Yeah, that's red.
Oh my
bro.
God, JR.
He's just wearing. Look in the background. Those
Yeah.
guys are all wearing red, but
that
that kid's hat is probably pink. But
It burns the camera lens when you wear that bright of pink. Like,
Oh, that's why we're
bright.
always
Yeah.
burning
We can afford
into
another
Bret
one.
Hart coming out.
Yeah,
and see
yeah,
those
yeah.
little camera streaks.
Right.
2K22, you guys have been playing the shit out of that, right?
I haven't
A little
played it.
bit.
I want to. I just haven't had the time. But
Something a little
2K22 is a great game.
Roll on yourself.
Great game. 2K22.
Yeah, I actually I have to see if there's a way to share it. But I actually created myself as Peter Griffin
You can.
in the
Oh,
game.
you got you
I'll
got
show you.
shit. That
I've
shit
seen
out.
other
And,
people's Peter Griffins that are pretty good at this point. Like,
But
you-
they're
you
fucking
play-
stupid. It's like a round head and the cartoon's face plastered
not-
over
No,
it.
I
The
saw one.
real
I saw
one.
one that looked really realistic.
He scanned his face.
Well, that's
If there's
I
any
scanned
more,
my
if
face
there's
in.
any
I
better
scanned
than
my
him,
face,
I
yeah.
want to fucking see it.
No,
Because
we
we've
can
been
get
trying
that
for
on
10
there.
years.
I want to get that on there,
I'm
and
gonna
then I
fuck a
want to have
giant
him
chicken.
commentate the match.
I'm a
Yeah,
flawless
it's funny.
victory record
That's gotta
against
be
the
next.
chicken.
We were talking about it before this, and unfortunately, due to like some technological issues that we had, what we were gonna do is for downtime, have his system screen share, and call
Yeah.
us, so then we could share the system right through the the
Oh.
feed, and then we could like kind of
I
take
don't have
breaks or
My
go
capture
play.
card's being used for this.
But I fuck my
we'll
shit,
figure it
bro.
out. I mean,
Yeah.
that's definitely something in the works.
Or we'll play against some of the audience if they want.
That would be
They
hilarious.
wanna play.
Funny that would be hilarious.
These
His
guys wanna
character's a
fight,
99, so you're gonna have to get like a maxed out
you need another
fucking.
99.
Oh,
Yeah.
me
I
too.
have cartoon strength, so
We could
I
just
can only
create.
die by dip.
We should create all of us. If me and Rob are already created, we just got to create you two, and we could have a fucking fatal.
Apparently you can
fatal
create-
four-way.
So Joe,
Hold
make
on, I'll just
yourself-
be Drew
'cause I favorited
McIntyre.
his creator ID.
I already have
so
myself
anytime
made.
he makes himself.
I have myself made already.
It's in there.
I got
That
it.
way?
You made yourself?
No, it's not in there,
It
but I
looks
have
like
it.
Stone Cold.
Oh, so I made myself. He made
Stone
himself.
Cold.
You made yourself. We just got to make Vin.
Just make Napa.
We won't make no. We could download a Keanu Reeves and then just make it Vin, and then we'd be good.
The one. I am the one.
I'm the Walrus.
And we'll
I'm
do
the
a
Walrus.
fatal
What?
four-way
Motherfucker.
backstage brawl.
Donnie, you're like a child who wanders into the middle of a movie asking what's going on.
What's going on?
Rey Mysterio's still doing it big, dude. How long has this kid been doing this?
Mysterio's been
Not
wrestling
kid
since he's
anymore.
a teenager.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Okay.
He started with
Yeah.
WCW,
His
right?
kid is now a
ECW.
wrestler.
Oh, no.
That's
Oh,
his
that's-
son.
That's crazy.
ECW.
Wow.
Dominic.
Good
Yeah.
for him. I saw actually Rey
pretty
Mysterio gave Bad Bunny like a fucking like his own mask.
Yeah, yeah.
That was cool. My Sam loves Bad Bunny, so it's funny that Bad Bunny. Like I
I
talked
have
about.
no idea who
I don't
those
know who
people
that
are.
is either.
So okay, Bad Bunny's a international
He's
pop
like
star.
the biggest Latin pop
He's like-
star.
yeah, he's
He
like-
sings.
Yeah, he's a singer. He
okay.
does like hip hop, like a hip hop kind of thing.
Pretty good in the ring, from
He's-
what I saw.
And he put a lot of effort into it because he went
Yeah.
kind of dark on the music thing. And me and Sam were talking about it. Like, I wonder what the fuck he's doing. And I was like, he's probably trying to get to the next level.
Training.
Because his music was everywhere. He's like legitimately international big.
It'd be some shit if he gave up like music for wrestling.
He
like,
did in a
period.
way. He really loves wrestling that much that he wanted to put all this effort and all this training into doing it right. So when they had his debut, what was it, like a year ago? Some shit like that, 6 months.
He was at the Royal Rumble this
Oh,
year.
right in the
So
back of the
it's
head.
another example of the WWE just being great at using other mediums and using other people who have a passion for their sport to gain traction in like other realms. You know, Pat McAfee and Bad Bunny, I think, bring millions of people to this audience. Fucking Jake Paul or Logan
yeah.
Paul.
As we say
don't-
this, as
I'm-
Vin's saying this, we have Logan Paul as their newest star that they're
Two
bringing in right
dickheads.
now.
He's a great heel. I mean, everyone hates his guts.
Yeah.
You can't hate on what he does though. They
Makes
pump
money,
out great
yeah.
content, and I don't know. What do you say about it? It's not good. It's
What?
good shit. The Miz, he's another dickhead. What's he from? Isn't he from the real world?
Yeah.
He's originally
That's
from
so
the real
funny.
world, and then he was on, I think, Tough Enough.
Tough Enough.
He wanted to be a wrestler, and that
Wow.
was his whole thing.
What?
He did become one, and he's highly respected. I'm not a huge Miz fan, but you know,
He's got a lot of
he's
personality.
highly
That's-
respected, and he's got a good personality.
Sweet. What's your prediction tonight for Stone Cold and Kevin Owens? Like, let's go around the room and talk about what we think's going to happen and maybe what we want to happen.
I think the reason why it's not that hard to pull off is that it'll be a brawl. It's not gonna. I don't think they're gonna be body slamming each other and do anything like that. Like, I don't think his neck is gonna. You know, he wants that.
It's not what I'm hearing, though.
You think that they're gonna have like a full blown wrestling match?
Not a
This is
full-blown
Chris's
match.
prediction.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think they're gonna beat the shit out of each other. You
What?
Know?
What?
Hopefully, I think maybe since it's an
One
unsanctioned
punch.
match,
What?
they'll go around the ring and they'll
Yeah.
get like kind of hardcore. Like he'll just smack him with a chair or something like that.
Spanish announce table.
Spanish announce table, throw him over the
It's always
table.
Spanish announce.
Definitely a
I feel
Luthez
like-
Prez in there. You know,
I feel like Stone Cold wouldn't get involved unless it was something that was gonna, like, it's his career is solidified. You know, his image and everything. Like, why come back unless it was something to do something really tasty to add to it? You know what I mean? Like, as far as I'm concerned, he's doing a fucking favor for the WWE doing this.
Yeah.
So it better be good, and it better help bolster his. I don't even know how you do that. How do you bolster his already immaculate career?
I think it's more so to help Kevin Owens
It's-
get over than it is to
Absolutely.
you know, try to revive Stone
No,
Cold's
it has
if
nothing
he's
to do with reviving.
Did you? I read that like he might be coming back long term for like a program.
It said this is a
That's what I was
long-term
going to say,
thing.
but I want
if it's a
everybody to
long
get their
term
chance.
thing, then you know I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, I
It
just
was
think they'll
sick
beat
to
the shit out of
hear.
each other, and it'll be entertaining. And Kevin Owens will probably go over. I don't think Stone Cold's going to beat him. Would I like that? And would I prefer that?
You're saying
Yes.
that on camera? Stone Cold is going to lose in
To
Dallas?
Kevin Owens in
So
Texas.
I don't want him to, and I don't like.
What?
I wish not, but I have a feeling because
That's your prediction, though.
It
You're saying
sells.
I
that
feel
now?
like I don't get what I want.
It
What I
sells.
want is for
It
him
sells,
to win,
though.
but I
It's
feel
big.
like because I want that, it's gonna be the opposite, and they're gonna try to pull a swerve or like do something,
some interruption,
just for the sake of being, of catching you off guard. Maybe, I don't know.
What if the match gets interrupted by a third party?
Sure.
They've always done shit like that where
it won't even be a match.
Agree.
So where does it end? I just see them beating the shit out of each other, and then eventually Kevin Owens will be like
the entire Attitude Era comes out and beats the shit out of him.
Because that's how you get heat.
Rikishi sits on him.
The
Rock.
Yeah, they all be able to defend him. I think that it'll be a brawl, and then Kevin Owens is gonna pull some cheap shit like a low blow him or some kind of thing like that, where he just like is gonna end up trying to really beat the fuck out of Austin. They're gonna be like, stop it, and they're gonna try to make a strong bad guy out of this, as opposed to Stone Cold winning and like, Stone Cold won, burying Kevin Owens.
It's short.
I would rather Stone Cold wins. I hope that's what happens. I really wish that, but I just feel like because that's what I want, they're gonna do the opposite. And they're gonna have Kevin Owens win and I feel like they can build more off of that versus Stone Cold. Where do they go from there if Stone Cold just comes out and beats him up?
I get it.
And if somebody else come out next week and say, well, now I want Stone Cold, or is it he beats the shit out of Stone Cold and now Stone Cold's out, but then he comes back, a few weeks later at SummerSlam, and then they do round 2.
That was my question.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like they could build off of that. But
what's the next event? That's true. Like, this is a long-term investment usually. Especially for someone like Stone Cold, the contract is probably a good payout over a few weeks. I feel like there's a better chance this comes out undecided or Stone Cold losing. I feel like undecided's the most likely. If I have a prediction,
so it will be undecided. I mean, technically,
wait, what is it?
It's considered the Kevin Owens show, so it's like in the vein of like Roddy Piper's Piper's Pit. So he's basically going to be the guest on his show, like a segment where you talk. Obviously, it's going to come to blows. It's going to break into a brawl.
Okay.
But there's no referee. There's not going to be like a 1, 2, 3 or anything in that vein.
And we will be live for that moment. Correct?
We should be live for that. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. I feel like the reaction is the most important part.
Are they going to do that in the hour that it's going to be?
It's like,
no, I think that
son of a bitch.
I think Smart Money is saying that's going to go on live.
What's the audience
think?
think?
Till like 11 o'clock at night, if I had to guess. Maybe they'll change it. Maybe they won't. But if I had to guess, that'll be like the main event.
No, my bad.
For sure.
I don't want that. Sorry, guys. I had the camera in the shot.
Failed.
Yeah. This is live. There are no mistakes.
So
nothing can go wrong because we're live.
What do you think's going to happen between
like
the two of them?
It's like the Oscars.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of hearing mixed things. I mean, on one hand, it's like Austin's coming back for one night because it's Mania. We're in Texas.
Right?
It's a big deal. Maybe he wants to put a final stamp on his career. Maybe he wasn't satisfied with the way his career ended. He never really had like a send-off type of moment. Like The Undertaker, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels. Like they all had send-off matches to kind of end their career and put like a bookmark on the end of their career. When you were watching WrestleMania 19 in 2003 and The Rock beat Stone Cold for the first time at a WrestleMania,
you didn't know.
We didn't know that was Austin's last match. We did not know that.
He
didn't want anybody to know that. They didn't advertise it as that. They didn't do anything like that. So what I would probably say is we're definitely going to see a brawl. They're definitely going to, throw fisticuffs. I think brawling in the crowd is probably a good, safe bet, kind of like what you said, Sweet, as well. We're definitely going to see a Luthez press. We're definitely going to see some elbows, some punches, some kicks. What?
We're
We're going to see some stunners.
Sucks,
there better be a stunner.
The biggest shame is that Jim Ross is with AEW.
I know. I said that
this
morning.
Him back and
I said that this morning.
This match.
Jim Ross is with AEW?
Yeah, he's their commentator, yeah. It would have been cool to see him for this, but...
And it's funny because...
We don't know. It's WrestleMania. They could shock us. We don't know.
He flubs. He flubs and says WWE like a lot.
Does he?
Yeah, he called Bryan Danielson Daniel Bryan like 4 or 5 times in a row, and then he goes, "Damn it, it's Bryan Danielson! Oh, look out! Here comes Daniel Bryan! Damn it, I did it again!"
Hey, you gotta own it, man. It's live.
Well,
it's all right.
He actually gets very self-conscious about that. Like,
I
he
love
feels
it,
horrible when he does it.
I fucking love Jim Ross to the day I die.
He's entitled to make some mistakes after
what?
so many
Gotta get
years
barbecue
of doing it.
what?
He's known him as Big
Robert's
Show
hat.
forever. If he calls him Paul White, Big Show instead.
Hey, the Big Show, goddamn.
Wait, what were you guys telling me before where, Randy Savage was an announcer before he was fucking
Yeah.
No,
the
they
ring?
tried.
No.
Vince
I
tried to
didn't
push him into retirement. So he tried to nudge him to become an announcer.
Is that why
And-
that playset has Randy Savage as the guy?
Yes.
Oh shit!
In
I didn't
'94,
wanna do
Randy
it.
Savage was the color commentator for Raw.
I would
a while.
fucking love
Yeah.
to see that though.
We all would have, but he did
With
not.
Jesse the
he
Body
did not want to
Ventura.
stop wrestling.
No, McMahon.
He
Oh, he's
felt
a
like he was
McMahon.
being pushed out, and that's the reason he left to go to WCW.
Damn.
Well, also
Vince was
the
trying to
money
phase him
and then the workload, you know.
Sure.
With
Shit.
WWF at the time, you were probably working 300 days a year.
Oh.
WCW was a guaranteed contract at the time for 150 days.
Oh, nice.
So your quality of life,
Oh, that's a sick shirt. That
you know,
And also-
work-life
Work-life
balance.
balance?
Yeah, work-life balance.
Never heard that before.
Yeah.
According to JR too, like he was hard to work with because he would just like dominate the commentary experience and
share
wouldn't
it.
kind of exactly. And when you have two guys in
It's
commentary,
Randy Savage.
No, yeah. The whole point is,
I would kill to hear
give me your
Randy Savage
imitation.
today. God forbid if he was still alive. Rest in peace. Like, who would not want to hear Randy Savage do commentating right now?
Oh my
Rob could do
god.
it. Rob could give us a little bit of
Oh
it right
my
now.
God.
We'll do a little bit of on the first match just for fun.
So we're at WrestleMania, and Stone Cold Steve Austin is making his glorious return.
What? That's great. You know, I love the fucking.
Did you hear Vince during the Hall of Fame speech before like
Yes.
Undertaker come out? He's like,
The
"You're
audience.
gonna interrupt me and say
What?
what? Yeah,
What?
go ahead." And then the audience intentionally.
I gotta do
then-
it quickly so you don't have a chance to interrupt
Yeah,
me.
you guys don't have a
is
chance.
great.
The Rock, what? Stone Cold, what?
What?
Look at the audience. It's a young audience.
That girl's dressed like Rhea Ripley.
Oh, she's
guess.
popular. I see her on social media.
Look at the
big time.
moms wearing a Austin 316 shirt.
It's amazing.
She's got to be
Also
like
was wrestling.
45.
That's a
What?
cool
What?
mom. Right
Same
there. Look
age
at
as
her.
Stone
She's
Cold.
so proud. Look at her. That's a cool fucking mom.
I would have loved to be there right now. Like, it would be really
Fun.
cool to be there. We should do that one year and just do a trip. Like, take
Hey.
a vacation.
I'd
I'm
do
telling
it.
you, the
MSG.
the
hopefully.
whole weekend is really special because you get Hall of Fame access.
That looked awesome.
You
Hall
get,
of Fame
you
looked
know,
cool.
you get to go to fan access. You get to see some of the real replica merchandise that was used throughout the shows, like all those Undertaker costumes that they had on this stage.
Yeah, I'm on
That's all
display.
available to see on access and take photos with that stuff.
That's cool. I like that.
Really, really cool.
As not being the biggest fan, it's still fucking cool. You know,
Yeah.
there's an aura to it. They have a lot of energy and they
It's
bring
got a
such.
history, you know.
Listen, it's
there's
going to be
nostalgia
live
to
at
it.
Nassau for SmackDown
I
in
fucking
May.
set them down because I want to sit.
Well, I
behind-
didn't hear these two fuckers say
I don't
nothing.
care. Me and you will go. Fucking,
All right.
I'll sit right behind Pat McAfee all day and fucking have a ball, dude.
When is
We'll
that
be
show?
great.
It's in May. I'll get us. I think it's May 7th,
Let's
but
go.
I'll
I
get you
got
the
the
exact
dough.
date.
Let's go. I'm in.
No, May
Chris
7th
already
is
has
your
a fucking
thing.
headache.
Oh
I'm
no!
just kidding.
What?
I need to spend money on a ticket to a
May
live
7th is
event.
Wrestling
like, I
Con.
need another freaking.
Yeah.
I know.
80s Wrestling Con is
We're
May
all
7th.
bleeding money
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
We are.
It'd be
bleeding
worth
You
it,
guys,
money.
you guys
It'll
want
be
to come to
worth
that 80s Wrestling Con May 7th?
It's May 7th. Oh, that's gonna come up fast.
Yeah.
The only problem is I have
It's
the
a
weekend
Saturday.
after off, and I have the week like 2 weeks before that off. So I mean, whatever. We'll talk about it.
With the
when we're not
Vipers.
alive. But no, that would be fun because who's gonna be who's gonna be there? I did see some promotion for that. So
Jake the
Art's gonna
Snake.
be there.
Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
And every time I've gone,
Coco
Demolition.
Beware, Demolition.
this is in Jersey.
Yeah.
Every time we've ever gone somewhere,
Ooh, yo, did
Cowboy
you see
Bob
that?
Orton.
Hold on.
oh,
Did
when
you
he
see
broke his
that?
neck,
Oh,
they might
yeah.
be fucked
Yeah.
up.
That's tough to
so
watch.
right now,
It's tough
not
to
to
watch.
interrupt, but they're just showing. I'm
was
surprised
this?
they're
Big
showing
E.
this again on
Big E.
TV.
Big E.
Yeah,
That's
Ridge
scary.
Holland.
Who the fuck
dropped,
is that?
You should have a tag
He's-
team partner
he's-
named Smalls.
You know,
I'll tell you what, we went to that amateur wrestling match last night. Me and Rob were at the Long Island. Rob, what was it? The Long Island Amateur Wrestling Circuit? I don't know what they
Oh, it
officially
was
call it.
Suffolk Wrestling Alliance. SWA.
Yo, so when you're watching these guys do this shit,
Suffolk Wrestling
Like,
Alliance.
live
I need
in
to
your
get in
face?
on that.
you can see the potential for injury. You can see how
Oh yeah, when you start
bad,
getting tired, you
yeah,
can see,
and they're
like,
tired and they're like fucking
It's
trying to
not,
pop.
It's not easy.
No,
I
no
did it,
way.
And,
So
and I played football and I
You
wrestled.
gotta be in
it's
like
not
peak
easy.
conditioning for that shit. You,
You
have
have-
to have
yeah.
endurance. Like
5 to
that's
10
why
minutes
when-
into this thing, these
nobody
kids were
like
dead.
gives like the credit that where credit's due when people do Iron Man matches because that's
Any
45
match,
minutes of
you
fucking
put me in that
fighting.
fucking ring for
It's
5 minutes. I'm
different
dead.
though
I
because
fought
it's not
CJ
like
for
playing a
15
sport.
minutes
No,
and almost died.
and it's grappling. Well,
You're
trying to remember
You're
the fucking-
responsible for somebody's life.
Yes,
in the
yes.
ring. Like you at all times need to be 100% mentally focused and aware
Yep.
of everything that's going on, of everything that's being said to you by your opponent. Like it's
Yeah.
a dance.
Yeah.
And you have
It
to
is a
take care of
dance.
your
That's an
dance
interesting way
partner.
to put it.
It's not where
In
you
sports,
play.
I got to dominate you.
You play
I gotta
football,
win.
I can knock the shit out of you.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
gotta
have to
win.
think about it.
I'm
I don't
trying to
have.
win.
I just have to,
100%.
If I'm an athlete, I just got to think
Putting
about
it all in.
This, I got to think about, how you grab me or how you jump or how I slam you. Like it's very fucking.
And how's
like,
the audience responding? We might
yeah,
not
are they liking what we're doing? Like
Yeah.
we got to hear like the crowd's
going on?
response.
You gotta
It's
respect
not.
it.
It's not fucking easy, man. It really isn't.
I think there's not, to that degree, there isn't enough, let's say, respect paid, because they got to be
Go do it.
entertainers.
Go do it. That's all I say. Lawrence
Good luck.
Taylor, who's probably the greatest linebacker in the history of the NFL, tried and he wrestled WrestleMania 11, main evented against Bam Bam Bigelow. They had to rush him to the hospital with an oxygen tank after the match because he could not breathe.
Jesus Christ.
Same thing for Mr. T after WrestleMania 1, and he was only in the ring with Roddy Piper for maybe 4 or 5 minutes. He was gassed.
Well,
he
hey,
could
I
not
mean, Rob
breathe.
can attest
This
to
guy's
that.
a killer.
When
He's
Rob
not
put-
like these other guys.
I like these other guys. They was good fighters, but they wasn't killers like this guy.
He'll knock you in the mother rock.
He was talking
How do you
about.
wait for that great
And
since you
that's-
won that belt?
He was talking about Mr. T in that quote, right? That's the Mr. T.
Yeah.
Roddy
Yeah,
3?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's fucking
Yeah,
funny,
yeah, yeah.
dude.
Rob, you got gas fighting the chicken, right?
So yeah,
Oh my god. Oh my god. I was
He did the
scared,
chicken.
bro.
He did the chicken fight. Just so you
back
know.
in 2018, I did a full-on chicken fight, backstage WWE style, on stage with no knee pads
Ugh.
and no
Wood
elbow
floor.
pads, and we're
That
fighting
was
on
rough.
a fucking stage and not a ring that has springs underneath. And yeah, we put on a hell of a show. We fought for about 15 minutes.
Wow.
You know, it started
Was
off.
it
We did the
was-
hype up.
Wow.
Then we fought.
You got
We
slapped
brought
with a
out
fucking-
props and beat each other with props. We brought out lightsabers. Had a whole Jedi versus Sith lightsaber fight. Then I put him through a garbage can, and then we couldn't find a fucking folding table
What?
for whatever reason. We just couldn't
They
have
were all
wooden
in
folding
Buffalo.
tables. So we ended up getting a piece of wood about this wide, and I ended up
Didn't it
spray
say, like,
painting
cluck
NCO
you,
for
or-
New Chicken Order,
Yeah,
and,
that's what I mean.
and cluck you on the other side,
Yeah.
and I stapled chicken wire to the board.
Yeah.
And we ended
Meanwhile-
up putting it on 2 chairs, and the setup was that he was going to try to put me through it, and then I put him through it instead, and I pinned him for
Meanwhile-
3 count, and
You're Peter Griffin. The audience is crying. There's kids in the audience. They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh my god!" And
They're
then your
crying
mom
because
is
the chicken
like,
is hitting him.
Peter, Robert, your
Had
mom
a
is
funny
all worried,
behind the
dude.
scenes. I was just telling you about this last night. So we were trying to set up like parts of the match. This way we knew what we were going into before we fought. And I had the idea of using blood caplets to make myself look like I'm bleeding. So
He's busted wide open now.
we had these the baker pans, and I had the blood droplet that you could squeeze and it gushes blood like if you're gonna dress like a vampire.
Yeah.
And I tried poking a little hole in it and then taping it to the bottom of the pan,
Right.
so that maybe if you hit me over the head, it would blotch the thing open and make it
blood
look like I'm
everywhere.
bleeding from getting hit in the head.
Oh
with a
my
pan.
God, you're a sick
So
fuck.
we were trying to
they
get
were
this thing to
in
work.
front of your mother, Rob.
Oh yeah, it was gonna be great. I was,
CJ is taking suplexes onto fucking a stage, bro. There's no padding. These guys, I'm watching it. Me and Chris are sitting next to each other
we
watching
were
this, and we're
killing
like,
each other, man. It was
they're gonna be
just-
bruised
slap
after this.
fight.
Like,
Oh, CJ was the chicken?
My knees were purple.
CJ really sold it, bro.
My knees were purple for weeks.
Yeah.
But what's funny about that behind the scenes story is that he keeps hitting me over the head. It had to be 25 times trying to get the blood caplet to
One
open.
time.
And it's never fucking open. I'm cutting it a little bit more. Hit me. And it was never working, so we never got to do the blood spot. I was pissed. 'Cause I really wanted it, because it would have been a great practical effect to just pick up a pan
Oh, yeah.
and just knock me,
Slap.
and then I'm bleeding everywhere. Who would fucking expect that? You
They
know?
had the aluminum trash can.
Just
I
like
think.
the
Oh, yeah.
behind the
And
scenes.
CJ fell on that in an unfortunate way and actually jabbed him in the back, when he landed on that
It was
garbage
the
can.
bottom half, and it stayed kind of the structure
Oh,
kept
yeah.
itself, and he fell right onto it. You saw him roll, and you were like, Ooh.
Yeah, we
I
really
sold
fucking
it.
killed each other.
I wanted to mention that too, just because I was gonna say who played the chicken. It's your friend CJ, and he that wasn't his return match, so he returned a few weeks ago, right?
No,
well, yeah,
in
he
fact,
unofficially
it was
wasn't there.
it was unofficial match for him. Like he didn't announce it at the time for personal reasons, but his official return to wrestling was about a couple months ago.
Okay.
He wrestled for
NYWC.
not NYWC. He actually, well, number one, he wrestles for SWA, not NYWC, and he went to what was it, Pittsburgh, near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He's had a few matches over there where he's really over there, and then he came back to like his home show with the SWA, and he put on a hell of a match against this guy Malloy that used to be like his friend before. And then kind of like started cheating and shit, to beat him. So CJ gives it right back to him, and they have a match. Vin and I went last night.
Yeah, Vin was showing me the video. He was gonna powerbomb his mom or something like
it wasn't
that.
his mom. It was
Dude.
like his girlfriend or something.
Okay.
And like
He had this. CJ grabbed her by the
he
hair.
takes some
I was
duct
like-
tape and tapes him to the rope so he can't leave. And then like
and they said it was pretty
the girlfriend
improv.
comes out. Yeah.
said,
It was,
like,
He
it was
threatened to
improv.
powerbomb his
He was gonna
girlfriend or
powerbomb his
wife.
girlfriend and made him say,
You
"I
guys-
quit."
Do you
That's
guys
what made
know
him
like
quit.
how they used to do the blading back in the day?
They
Yeah, they
take
would
the
have
razor
like
blade
They would
in the
keep
wrist
it like
tape.
underneath their wrist.
Yeah, so like they would have like
Or
the
the
wrist
ref would
tape,
drop it.
and then they would have one like razor blade in the wrist tape, and they would have that taped, and then when it's ready to kind of get color, brother, they would untape that part, and then just
Bang.
do a little gimmick here, brother, and then the crimson would be flowing in Ric Flair's hair. Woo! Or Dusty Rhodes, the American
That's the
Dream,
thing, the
baby.
bleach
I'll tell you what, if I
blonde
have
That's
a
right.
if I
Son
have
of a
You
plumber.
ever see like the American Dream's forehead? It's like fucking.
It's like a
botched.
cheese
So is
grater.
Devon Dudley's.
If I was
He's got
making
All those
$100,000
all those
contracts or
ECW
whatever
guys
it
have.
was,
Duel of the
have-
Butcher.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Rob and the chicken, I don't know if it was worth it there.
Well, it wasn't.
It's funny
I
that you
wasn't
say
gonna
that
actually
because the next
blade,
comment
it wasn't-
from Adam was CJ should have bladed Rob.
right? Should have bled for the
Yeah,
the
bled for
branding.
that con.
Fuck it, do it in
man.
do it in
Come on,
post.
imagine the pictures of like a bleeding Peter Griffin.
You'd have to get a new shirt finally,
I would
Rob.
have had to get a new shirt.
Yeah, and then I need you.
I don't
Yeah,
want
well,
to
you
get blood
needed
on
a
your
new shirt.
floor.
I didn't mean to get.
I mean,
blood on
weren't
your
it exactly in a ring? Like, it would have been
Hell
bleeding
no.
on a fucking stage that they perform on.
That would have been very graphic
I can't
for a
believe-
Comic-Con audience. I don't know.
I can't believe fucking. We met the promoter, or the guy who owns the ring over there, right?
Oh yeah, we met the promoter of
I'm
NYWC.
surprised he's never positioned. He seemed very interested in having a conversation.
Oh, I absolutely think so. but
And I was like,
so many people
imagine
tried
Rob
to get
in the
me into
ring.
wrestling.
Rob
I
can be
can't
a
even
ring
get out of fucking bed in the
announcer.
morning. You think I get a
You
fucking
could just do a
wrestler?
ring announcer, or you can be the color
The ref?
commentator or something.
I said if he was the ref, it
No,
would
he can't be a
fucking
ref.
hilarious.
How can I
There's
be
no
the
way.
ref? I got to jump down on the
Jump
floor and
and
then
there's no
fucking
way.
count. You kidding me?
There's no way.
I'll be standing there. 1, 2.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, get off of him.
Very, very lazy. Like
Break.
break.
Yeah.
What? Hell's
Huh?
broadcast. Hell's broadcast system is in the building.
What?
Yeah, man. Booker T.
I love when
DJ the King.
when Stone Cold beats the shit out of him in the
re-
supermarket.
Oh, that's
Oh,
that's
man.
on the verge of like American history. Actually,
Price check on a jackass. What?
No, my two favorite gimmick fucking programs were that, and then when Stone Cold beats the shit out of Vince McMahon in the hospital.
That's
Hits him
right.
over the head with the
That's-
bedpan.
Beep,
That sound,
you'll
the
never-
bong, it's just fucking perfect.
You'll never
I'll take
top
over
that.
from here, nurse.
I'll take it from here, nurse. What?
You'll never be able to replicate.
How about your
that.
foot?
It's starting to get packed. They're showing a shot of the crowd. That's a pretty fucking sweet looking set.
Capacity
Yeah, that
crowd.
looks cool.
All the stars and stuff like that. That does
Actually-
look cool.
It's funny you say that. I
Stars
saw
and
they
Stripes,
they
brother.
basically debuted last year's, this year's, and next year's WrestleMania banners and locations. So
They're
next
all,
year
like,
it's
in
out in
Texas.
Hollywood.
Right, and then 40s in New York,
Yeah.
right?
Really?
I don't. Oh, is it? I don't know, but
Yeah.
next year's it's all black and gold. It
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
fucking sick.
40 is going to be in New York,
Oh,
and
but
we're
what
going.
the fuck?
I
going.
I
We gotta
thought I
do
remember-
that.
going.
Fucking go.
Joe,
be
I
there.
could have
We're gonna
sworn
put
they
it
said
down
that
right
they
now.
were gonna do like
there.
3 in a row in Texas
Today,
or something.
April
Like
What?
2nd, 2022.
No,
we will
that's,
be at WrestleMania 2024.
That's the Super Bowl.
New
That's
York.
Super Bowl.
Really?
Super Bowl said that they're going to have the next like 3 or 4 Super Bowls in Dallas Stadium.
That's
Oh.
fucking no. Fuck
Okay.
that. We really
That's what
want
they
to talk
said.
about
They
that.
wanna-
Fuck Jerry
that was
Jones.
WWE.
Well, they want a neutral playing field, and the Cowboys ain't making. The Cowboys ain't
that's
making
the only thing that's neutral that
Might
they're
as well
never
just
making
do
the
it in
Super
The
Bowl.
last
Detroit,
couple
then.
of Super Bowls were the home team
I know
had the
that's
fucking
never
edge.
fucking happened.
How
How
rare
how
is
could you
that?
plan
They
that?
should just do it in Detroit.
Well, that's why
then.
they
They'll
say
never
it's
make it
rigged.
either.
That's why
It's too
everybody's
cold.
bitching that it's rigged. But how does Jerry Jones get that deal? Fucking guy.
It's just it's
He's a
a
fucking
it's an
dick.
insane stadium, and it's
I know
nice
it is,
weather
it is.
for a
It's
Super
probably
Bowl.
sick. It's
You know?
Rob, because you didn't see that Edge is back. This is kind of the
Edge
thing
looks
right
pretty
now.
good.
Edge
This is
is
set up with
Edge
AJ
was kind of
Styles.
Edge has that old man frizz hair going. Like what
Yeah,
the fuck?
his hair is-
Like
going
his
for the
hair's about to
Viking
fall out, but
It
it's
looks
still there
dead.
for a little bit. It looks dead.
It looks dead.
Like
It
the
doesn't have
follicles
any-
are dead, and it's like
Well, he's old and he's trying to look
old man
gristled.
Hawkeye.
You know?
What?
He's got a gritty look.
he looks
to
like
him.
he looks like he just
Hey,
came out of the nut
At
house.
least he still got a hairline. I'll tell you what.
He looks like
Huh?
Shaggy
Oh, yeah.
from Scooby Doo got trapped in Jumanji.
and he's fucking
Yeah,
shredded,
but look how
too.
good AJ Styles' hair looks in comparison.
AJ Styles.
I don't-
looks
I never
almost
liked
too
AJ
nice.
Styles.
AJ Styles
hair.
looks like he's a fucking
It's
Herbal
too
Essences
light.
commercial.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
it's too fluffy.
You don't like
and
it?
It's too
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 shiny.
thin.
It's too thin.
Shine it up real nice.
While it's
think-
doing this,
Well,
gonna
I'm
go
no
take a
I'm no
piss. I'll
hair
be right back.
expert. All right,
Yeah.
take a break.
I'm gonna pee.
Yeah, there's always got to be. Okay.
Attend Hunt Maggots! I got the real Sergeant Slaughter here with a message for you pukes. Yeah, you maggots, you better listen up and watch the Break Room Podcast, and that's an order, right, Sarge? At ease, as you were. You're dismissed, and tune in, and don't make us come looking for you.
If you're ready for the Break Room Podcast, give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah! And that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
You can have.
All right. Well,
I got to take a piss then. Fuck it.
There you go. Go for it. We're still live. Got 9 viewers.
Beautiful.
Let's yeah, just
You keep it going with me and you, Chris, if you want. That's not a big deal.
we can bounce it back and forth for the 9 for the millions.
Millions.
divided by million.
Everyone's on their bathroom break. We are about 30 minutes away from
Yeah,
showtime.
we're still in the pre-show
The
purgatory.
crowd's starting to file in now. You know, Cowboy Stadium starting to get packed. Is it Cowboy Stadium? AT&T Stadium? What the fuck is it called? AT&T? All right.
Is that what it is?
AT&T Stadium.
Only Lambeau Field. I think Lambeau Field. Yankee Stadium.
Anybody know who's watching this podcast if there's a Stone Cold shirt available on WWE Shop?
Is there a new Stone Cold shirt?
A new
available,
Stone
you're
Cold
saying?
shirt for tonight's
Dude,
show.
you can buy the Stone Cold vest for like $150 or something.
It's a piece of shit, though. I want a real
Is it?
leather one.
I
I don't want no
looked already.
pleather. What?
I mean, if
I want
it's
some
$150
cow there, buddy. What?
Well, I'm sure. I don't know anyone that's making
Oh, you can get it done. They have people who do that shit. Like I was gonna have Paul Martin kind of re-leather the winged eagle for me, and then get like a real leather strap for this, which would set it over the top.
Yeah, I
I was
mean,
gonna do that.
real leather has its own problems, though.
Yeah, but it's fucking great. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You should get that re-leathered.
We'll see. I mean, because the thing that's cool about this is on the back, it's stamped into it.
I know, but you can take that patch off. And this is got a
It's not
stamp
patch.
as well.
It's actually like melted.
Embroidered.
Into it.
Yeah, this one has it too.
Got the official licensed product sticker on it. You know,
It has the same thing on this one. They all have that shit.
pretty cool. But it
It
says
is cool.
WWF.
It is. I wish
Now, if I were to bring this,
I
to
wish
freaking-
mine said WWF.
Think about this. Let's say it's 100 years from now, and one of my great grandchildren brings this to Pawn Stars.
You
All
gotta
right.
put the real leather
You
on
say
it though.
best-
What?
Well, it would be worth this much, but because you got it reupholstered or whatever, I'll give you $35 for it. Best I could do.
I think real leather kind of makes it more prestigious and
At the
worth
moment,
more.
Rob went to take a piss. We lost like 5 viewers. They're like, "Fuck you." We're for Rob. We understand. Rob's the man. Glad everybody's not sick. We're all well. Let's see what we got going on in the comments here. So Dungeon was saying we should get the big gold belt.
Yeah,
That would be. I would like to have the big gold belt.
yeah, it'd be a cool
I
belt.
think
to have.
Conrad Thompson has the actual big
He
gold
does, and I think Hulk Hogan still has one as well.
belt. Hulk Hogan? Really? Oh, well,
Yeah.
I wonder if he's got the spray painted one.
Let's It's a good question. Maybe.
Whatever happened to that?
Maybe.
The spray painted end.
No, they took it off with like paint thinner, and because that's when Sting got it at Starrcade '97.
You think they just
washed
put in
it
the
off.
existing belt?
Yeah, washed
This
it
is
off.
something that Vin was asking earlier, because like Stone Cold's got one of these, probably the real one, hanging up on a wall at his house. Like, do they get to keep them, or do they actually do they make a new one every time?
No,
or?
they don't get to keep them unless they request it. And that's actually a question that Stone Cold got in one of his podcasts recently, and he was asked if he got to keep any of his title belts. And the only one that I believe that he said he has kept was the Smoking Skull and the Intercontinental title when Owen Hart broke his neck, because he had to vacate that title after the injury, and he just told Vince flat out, "I want to keep this one," and Vince is like, "Yeah, of course, no problem."
Interesting.
So it really depends on.
So he doesn't have one. The one that he has is.
I think it's a replica. I don't know if it's a real, because you got to think he didn't have that last. Like, he hadn't had that title in the last year it was defended was 2002. So Triple H had it, Mick Foley had it, Rock had it, Jericho had it, Kurt Angle had it. So yeah, he definitely doesn't have that. I'm curious to see if he has his winged eagle though.
He's got the blue one.
The blue one is actually WWE has that.
Oh yeah.
Because it was at Access when I went in 2013 for WrestleMania 29. The Blue Eagle was behind the screen in a showcase.
I would have rather.
I have a picture. I'll send you the picture for it.
Just a little bit. I don't know why. Just because it's different.
You'd rather have the blue strap?
I feel like but you said only Kurt Angle had it, right?
No, only two people held that.
Kurt and The Rock. Didn't The Rock have it blue?
Nope. The only people who held that was Stone Cold and Kane.
Hey, that's
actually, and Vince McMahon. I take that back.
Vince?
Remember when
Okay.
Vince had it for a
Yeah,
fart in the
yeah.
wind? Yeah, and then they went with the black strap, and that's when they put the scratch logo on it. Because the original Blue Eagle is basically the belt that you have in front of you, but it has the old WWF
the
block
old school
logo
WWF
instead of the
logo.
scratch logo.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting get.
So
If anybody's
that's-
got a replica of that.
Yeah, probably not. That's a really rare belt.
You said
'Cause that-
last time that you hate the new belts. I don't
Fucking
hate
horrible.
the newest version of the belts because it matches their logo right now, and that's their logo.
But
It
the
is what
belt
it
is just the whole logo. That's
It
the whole
is.
belt. It's
Well,
just the
but that-
fucking
It's got a
logo.
little bit of a border. It's got some.
It's shit that you could see like the black from the fucking belt, and it's just like
It's
it's
definitely
really
different.
like
It's not as it's not filled in.
it doesn't
like
have
this.
prestige to it. It doesn't have any kind of like I
I
don't
just-
want to. I don't want that. I don't want to buy it. I don't want anything
You
to do
know-
with it. It's fucking ugly.
I was just relieved to see that one though.
The spinner belt was the worst.
Compared to
belt.
the spinner, because
That
that
was
spinner
a-
belt
that was a
existed
fucking
for way
joke.
too long. That's
That
what
was
Dungeon
fucking
just mentioned
stupid.
that he said Vince should get the spinner belt,
No,
which he doesn't even know how
Fuck
much
that
that belt
belt.
was hated. That was dark.
that is what took me out of wrestling. To be honest with
Took
you,
a lot of people out of.
I didn't
wrestling
start
for a
liking
while.
wrestling again
Cena.
until CM Punk started coming into his own, and then The Rock made his comeback. I started tuning in a little bit more, but there's a phase there from like 05 to like 2011 or 2010 where I don't remember anything. And I'm like a fucking encyclopedia when it comes to 80s and 90s professional wrestling. I can just remember off the top of my head what, when, where, how, why. But like there's a period after 05 where I don't remember like shit because I didn't watch.
I loved it up until like Eric Bischoff stopped being the general manager.
Yeah, so that's like
Once that- it was
that's
like
like
probably
2003, 2004.
I feel like he was there for long, like 5 or
No.
6.
Nope.
He was there for a little while. I'm not saying when he started. I'm saying when
When he
finished
took over.
his tenure.
Okay, yeah, probably.
I loved that
Yeah,
era.
yeah,
I
yeah,
loved
yeah.
watching Eric Bischoff and Stephanie as the GMs of Raw and SmackDown. I missed the authority figure storyline. I know they said that they're done with those because it's played out or whatever, but I feel like that's when there was like real stakes, when there was authority figures.
The problem with WWE now is they don't have storylines. They don't have any.
That's not true. I see.
What storylines do they have?
I'm not going to say that every one of these matches tonight has a story behind it, but Roman versus Brock has a years-long story. This is the third match. You might not want to
It's
see
not
it
the third
again.
match. It's like the eighth
It's the
match.
third Mania match together. I think it's the blow-off. Now, look, if they do Roman versus Brock again, I'll agree. Then this is bullshit.
Sweet. The
But
problem
if
with
this is
Roman
the third
versus
of a trilogy of WrestleMania matches between the three of them, and this is the final one, and it's also different in the sense that, like I said earlier, their roles are swapped, so that's kind of cool. They're going to unify the belts. That's pretty big.
I'm wondering if they'll have a new design if they do that.
I think they revealed what that was going to look like already.
When?
There was like a picture.
A mock-up? I
There
don't
was
think
like
that's
a picture
fake.
that surfaced of like a statue.
I think that's fake.
It could be. It could be.
I would love
mean,
to see them bring back the winged eagle.
Imagine
and
they
just
brought
change it.
even it. Look, I
Or the
mean,
big
I would
eagle.
love one of these, but let's say
Yeah.
even if it was a new belt, but it just looks fucking cool.
I'm all
That
for
would
it
be
because
cool.
that belt that they look that's out there now is terrible. It's horrible.
It could be worse, but it is not as cool as it could be.
No.
That's for sure.
Listen,
But
Brock
apart
versus
from that,
Roman.
so okay, then you have Edge and AJ. That's another story that they've been
yeah,
developing.
but what kind of story is it though?
The story is that Edge was like the good guy, and then he just snapped, and he's now that fucking that.
But that's not a story though. You know what I'm saying?
The whole story was that he fucking gave him
No.
a concerto. He smashed his
That's
head in
not
with
a story.
chair.
That's a
He
feud.
snapped. It's a feud. Well, okay, it's a feud.
But I'm talking about long-standing storylines, like, you know, who is the greater power or the higher power, you know?
Sure.
And they had some long-standing.
Well, you have
like,
the bloodline. You
storylines.
could say is its own storyline in its own right, and the whole everything that he's been doing with the Usos and with Roman. RK Bro is a weeks-long or months-long now partnership where it's kind of funny.
Who's this guy
You see
dressed
these
like a?
unlikely-
Who's this?
That's Madcap Moss. He's like he's Baron Corbin's friend or something like
He looks
that.
like Canyon
He does look like Canyon a bit.
on steroids.
He was dropped on his head. I think it was his fault though. Drew McIntyre was did like a move to him, and he like fell wrong and fell on his head, but he was okay.
Yeah.
Kind of recently.
I just can't get excited about some of these guys that are coming
Well,
up.
that's
man.
the thing is I don't think that they don't try with stories. There are some that are a little contrived. Seth
But they're not
Rollins has
stories.
had a
It's
good
like, oh, I want to fight you, I want to wrestle you, and now we're feuding. You're kind of misconstruing what I'm
Well, I
saying about a
mean-
storyline as opposed to a feud. Oh, we're feuding because we want the belt, we want to win the title. There's no like built-in storylines that have like external elements involved, and there's no like continuation that needs you to tune in week after week to kind of see how the story progresses. It's just like, oh, we're feuding, we're working together.
I got one.
That's it.
I thought it was a good story. If you want to say it's a feud, I don't know, but I thought they had a good story going when it was Seth versus Rey Mysterio, and when he had like Buddy Murphy with him, but then there was also like Rey Mysterio's family when they introduced Dominic. The whole way that they introduced Dominic, which was Brock Lesnar pulling him out of the crowd and like fucking slamming him.
Okay.
They introduced him that way. Dominic. I mean, right now I feel like now they're doing this Logan Paul thing, but. Dominic has had his own storyline, which you could say is years long in the sense that he debuted in the ladder match thing with Eddie Guerrero,
Right.
where Eddie versus Ray. There was a whole feud over Dominic. Now he's here, and he's champion with his dad, and I don't know. I don't think that they've done a bad job at that. It's just there's nobody that we feel like we can't miss.
There's nobody that I would really pay to see to go to a live show, because I did look up some ticket prices for Mania, for some pay-per-views, and even the SmackDown that's going to be at the Nassau Coliseum. Like, to sit anywhere within the first 5 rows, it's like $400-500 a ticket, and I'm
It
not
is
spending
so
that to see this
pricey.
roster just for a SmackDown taping. Like WrestleMania, I might consider that because it's a weekend-long event, and it's something that you'll remember forever. But I'm not spending $500 to sit ringside at a SmackDown. I have a stack of wrestling ticket stubs that probably are like this, from just house shows at the Garden, at Meadowlands, at Nassau Coliseum. And I probably paid $50-60 for all those seats. Front row seats, mind you. But it just, the roster that they have there now, I can't really get behind those guys to kind of like pay that kind of money for.
Would you agree, though, that it takes some sort of effort on our part as fans to not become old men that just say that it was better when we were younger?
Well, kind
I'm
of,
back
but
in
I mean,
disagree.
you're definitely like, there's some truth to that. But what they're doing now with like Brock and Roman, they basically squashed the whole roster.
But they They did
Unless
that.
you're
Let me make an
Brock or
observation.
Stone Cold
Roman.
would literally come out and kill everybody. He'd stun everybody in the ring.
Yeah, but you
know?
had
They-
Stone Cold, you had The Rock, you had Triple H, you had Kane, The Undertaker,
You had several
Mick
high
Foley.
flyers.
Commissioner
Yeah.
Slaughter.
At ease disease.
Let's go.
Can I make a quick observation of what you're saying?
You had
'Cause
Jericho,
I was
Kurt Angle.
listening.
You had about 10 guys you can flip-flop into a main event. Now you have two credible guys who can be a headliner at WrestleMania. They squashed Seth Rollins. He can never main event at WrestleMania. Kevin Owens, he's getting some rub now finally from a legend that they have to awaken from the dead.
I feel
AJ
like-
Styles, they kind of buried him. Like, he was in a main event
From
scene for a
parts
while.
unknown.
You know what
They
they get
haven't
buried?
elevated anyone like Sami Zayn into a main event scene. Like, these guys have no credibility to be a main
But
event at
they
WrestleMania.
they all in this
But-
show have something big going for them. Sami Zayn.
It's not the main event of WrestleMania.
But
it's
here-
not
here.
the fucking.
Celebrity Sami
Here's the problem with
Zayn
Vince
is facing
McMahon.
Johnny
Here's the problem with
Knoxville.
Vince McMahon. He wants
Make
the
an outsider
WWE to be. You pay a ticket to see the
was
WWE.
good.
You don't pay a ticket to
audible.
see Stone Cold Steve Austin. You don't pay a ticket to see Hulk Hogan or Bret Hart or The Rock. You're paying to see the whole show. So the whole show is your ticket. Whereas I gotta go see Andre the Giant. I gotta go see Sergeant Slaughter, brother.
Hey.
You know, it's not like that. He does not want that anymore. He wants it to where you're fucking paying to see the WWE universe and not one particular main eventer, which is why, like, the last 5 or 6 main events, maybe 10 main events, had Roman Reigns in
I want to
it.
make an
I fucking
observation.
can't stand
make
Roman
Brock
Reigns.
Lesnar or
Sorry,
Roman Reigns.
I'm not a Roman Reigns fan.
Joe
Good guy, bad
predicted
guy.
this.
He fucking sucks.
Joe predicted the main event. Like in our third episode. I think
Oh,
you
God.
said it's gonna be
Yeah.
It's gonna be another Brock Lesnar
Roman Reigns.
Positioning for a while.
So one observation I would make as an outsider is, weren't the previous WWF, WWE superstars
know.
controversial? Wasn't there a controversy that made them big? Whereas now,
You're not allowed to be
aren't they
controversial
playing
now.
it safe? That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Isn't the problem, when you boil it down, it's not the people or the talent or the this or the that, the athleticism. It's the fact that they have to, because they're such a big brand, play it extra fucking safe, and they don't want to offend, and I don't want to go down that path, but it just seems
You're
like you're
absolutely right.
unwilling to be controversial, where Stone Cold is drinking beers in the ring,
Yeah.
and it's
He's attacking his
controversial.
boss and shit.
Yeah,
like it was a regular occurrence.
it's safe.
So they should almost play the other side of it. Like right now, they're almost playing to. They want to. It's weird when you play to the mainstream. It's almost anti-productive and anti-growth, because the thing that's under the mainstream is what's growing and what has power and what has
Correct.
momentum. The mainstream is almost dead, because by the time it's mainstream, it's fucking old.
Well, here's the thing
And
too
it's
with that.
too safe.
A different perspective on that is, why is wrestling? There's always this standard that professional wrestling has to hold that regular, like Hollywood doesn't. For instance, and this is an
Will
extreme
Smith
example,
slapping-
but we can see movies nowadays. You can see a movie where they'll make it about a Nazi. There's a Nazi in the movie. He's a bad guy, right?
Okay.
You couldn't have a Nazi bad guy in WWE
That's
wrestling.
true.
Anymore.
It wouldn't
Anymore.
work, and people
Anymore.
would feel uncomfortable with it, and maybe rightfully so. But
It's
like,
an extreme
why
example,
is that?
but I
Why-
get it.
You could
I
use
see what you're
several
saying.
examples. You have
Slightly.
Law
I
and
see what
Order.
you-
You have rape and murder and all these horrible things.
Reality. It happens in reality. It's real
Right,
life.
and wrestling,
It's Nazis in
for
real
some
life. I don't know.
reason, is not allowed
I believe
to
we said Nazi
do
earlier.
things that Hollywood is allowed to
The
do.
difference is wrestling is live, and when you're doing a live show, there's a certain perception that
That's a good
things
point.
can go wrong, things can kind of be construed
It's all
as
more
this
real
or that.
too.
There's a certain, like, we're live right now. We could say fucking whatever we want, and we can get screwed
trouble
up
for
and
it.
in trouble
But
for
this is
it.
gonna get slapped. Like,
Yeah, it's just
Chris
gonna
Rock.
get slapped if I play some music or if I whatever,
It's true.
or I just go what. But
Don't
there's-
break any glass.
there's
They
a-
might think it's a copyright infringement.
There's a certain element involved when you are live.
Yeah.
So the WWE used to do controversial stuff like that, where they had the Nation, where they had like a black militant group,
right, or like
beaten up, and then they had
Ryan Pillman and Stone Cold. when
Muhammad
Brian Pillman went
Hassan
to his
was like a
house.
big heel.
That
I
too.
remember
Hassan.
And this is
Or
during like
Eddie
a war
Aziz
with
and
Iraq, and
Sarge.
they were doing like the entire. I mean, Sarge. Yeah,
Sarge is the
Rocky
one.
sympathizer,
just the
yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's legit.
He had fucking death threats to his house. They threatened to bomb Sergeant Slaughter's house, kill his wife, his kids. They had to remove Sarge from his fucking house and get him out of Dodge in 1991 when we were in the Gulf War, when fucking Sergeant Slaughter said, "Screw America. I'm an Iraqi sympathizer, and I'm gonna I praise Saddam Hussein." I mean, how crazy is that?
that's like
Imagine if they did that
a
shit,
Russian
something like
for
that
Putin or
today.
something would be
right?
like the
It would be
equivalent
fucking
now.
nuts. But they
It'll
used to
work.
have the heels back in the 80s where the Iron Sheik,
Imagine-
Nikolai Volkov, a Russian,
Yeah,
an
yeah.
Iraqi,
Right.
they were the heels.
They don't
I'm
have
thinking
any.
of Ivan fucking from Rocky, and I'm thinking like,
Yeah.
wow, if you had that
Right.
character now
Right.
in WWE, it would
Well,
work.
they did
It'd be a pop.
The most recent version of that they had was with Rusev, and Rusev and Lana left, and they're in.
But there was no
AEW now.
correlation to that because
Lana
there
was
was
fine.
Well, it wasn't relevant to politics.
Now
but
it would be, though.
Rusev would probably be
Yeah,
Top
bring him
bad
back
guy
in.
WWE. 'cause
It's you know what it
I
is. You're a target. So to sympathize to like Vince McMahon, WWE as a corporation,
Constantly.
the bigger you are, the more of a target you are.
I think you
Vince-
nailed the head on it.
exactly
Yeah.
it.
Vince was saying when we were watching before, me and Rob were watching this whole thing, and Vince was talking about when they would cut promos. This was during the Undertaker Hall of Fame speech. When they would cut promos or matches in Madison Square Garden at Penn Station with no permits. You know what I'm saying? They'd have Undertaker wrestling, whoever it was,
Triple H.
in the middle of fucking Penn
Pedigreed
Station.
him on like an escalator.
Yeah, they showed that clip, and it's like we just did it without permission, you know, and you had that freedom. At
You're
the time.
so micromanaged now. You're so like, it's
Under
a corporate like.
Well, you got to think about it.
stock.
It's
They're
easier
public
to
stock.
be
You can
caught
buy it.
Publicly
these
traded
days.
company.
I think
Yeah.
that right there is it.
They're
When you're
not willing to
publicly
take
traded,
chances. They're not willing to take risks. They're not
It's quarter
willing
to quarter.
It's
It's
PG.
profit. Yeah.
It's not
PE
rated. You know,
ratios.
TV 14 like it was in the Attitude Era, where they would have parental discretion is advised. You know, before the fucking show airs.
Now they're blanking out Stone Cold's like middle fingers. While
yeah,
they're
they're
streaming
blanking out his
this
middle
on-
finger. Come on,
What?
man.
The whole fucking point. He was flipping
This is
off.
why he has not come back, though. Like, you don't think he would have came back for appearances more frequently than he was?
The Rock came
you
back a few.
can't fucking air his promos anymore.
Yeah,
like he says, bitch,
Tough.
bastard, shit, fuck, what? You know?
Fuck,
Stone Cold is
He
gonna
didn't
say
really
what he
drop
wants.
F-bombs. Stone Cold was good at not dropping F-bombs.
He didn't drop F-bombs,
No,
but
but
he
he-
said shit. He said bastard. He said,
shit. Oh,
son
yeah.
of a bitch.
I mean,
Son
yeah.
bitch.
Son
You son
bitch.
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 And
Well,
then
they've
with
been
The
saying
Rock-
bitch on here. I have been watching. Now they'll say it
Once in a
every,
blue moon.
every 3 weeks or so.
Once in
They'll
a
say
fucking
bitch on
blue
not
there.
moon.
compared to then. So
It's in a blue
And it's
moon.
like a big deal though. Like bitch.
Oh, he
You're
said
like,
bitch.
whoa.
yeah, but we
But they
kinda-
do say it. They'll drop that in
Listen,
there every now and
We've
then on here.
identified. some
We're
of the
all
reasons
fucking
why.
30-year-olds in this room. I don't want to
Yeah.
watch a fucking PG-13 show. And I get that you want to cater to kids, but you know what? Kids like shit we like.
Yeah, they
Because
watch
when-
the internet.
When you're a
And
kid,
what's
you
on the
want to
fucking
watch
internet?
you want to watch shit your older brother watches.
We
They
were
don't
watching
watch the-
South
they don't
Park
watch
and
fucking
WWF
TV.
when we were
Yeah.
7.
Kids don't
we
watch
want to
TV.
watch mature shit.
Kids don't watch TV. Period. They watch the internet. So
I
what
think
are they seeing on the fucking internet? They're not seeing the bullshit.
This is why I hope AEW gains more traction, becomes bigger, to kind of give the WWE
The
an
permission.
opportunity to go further and
Yeah.
really kind of reinvent themselves and push the envelope again, you know, as they did back in the day, because it's been a long time since they've pushed the envelope. And the fucking huge conglomerate that they are now, the huge company, like, they can really do some amazing shit.
Yep.
I mean, there was a time where they had an awesome roster, and now that roster has been depleted because of COVID, because of, you know, layoffs, future
lot of
endeavors,
shit.
brother.
They
Couldn't
were
do
too
live
swollen.
shows.
They needed to cut their roster down.
Yeah, but
They were gobbling everybody up before AEW came out.
yeah,
They
but
gobbled
sweet,
up
the guys that
everybody.
have no credibility today. Like Brock Lesnar came out for that fucking Elimination Chamber and he squashed everybody in 5 seconds. He eliminated all the main fucking guys in like 3 seconds. Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles.
Oh, yeah.
These are all main event guys, and he beats them in 10 seconds. Why would I want to watch AJ Styles after that?
But that's that you know.
And he comes
that's
out
not
for the
fair.
Royal
Stone
Rumble,
Cold-
and
No,
he
no,
dumps
no, no, no,
everybody
no.
over the
Hold on a
top.
second. That's
Me and Rob
bullshit.
were like,
Stone
what?
Cold would come out and fucking stun 20 people in a row. That shit has always happened. That's nothing new. Undertaker would come out, or Kane would come
was some
out
passion.
and choke slam
Love it.
fucking everybody.
Okay, but you're naming
20
multiple
people.
guys. There's only 2 guys now in the WWE that have
Okay.
any kind of credibility.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna.
What?
KO.
What?
You could say
KO? How many main events has he had? Not even WrestleMania main events.
But
the
he
answer is
doesn't
0.
need a main event. He's going against Stone Cold.
You
Seth
need-
Rollins doesn't need a main event because he's going against maybe Cody
Vince
Rhodes.
McMahon doesn't
Rey
think-
Mysterio doesn't need a
No,
main
dude.
event because he's
Vin-
going against fucking Logan
Vince
Paul.
McMahon doesn't think
They
these
don't
guys
need
are
to be in the
good.
main event in
Vince
order.
McMahon does not think these guys are good enough to go on last. If you're not on last, you are not the fucking main event.
Yeah.
Only one
Period.
person could go on last.
Huh?
So
8
only one
minutes,
person could
guys.
go on last.
Right, and these guys aren't good enough.
Right, but if you're only gonna have one person go on last, and you got fucking Brock Lesnar, he's
Because
going
they
on
destroyed the whole roster. They squashed everybody.
last. If he's the guy going on last,
I guess
if you
we're gonna
have Brock
find out,
Lesnar
'cause we're
signed,
about to
Brock
he's
see-
gonna-
Lesnar's been in WWE since 2013.
They've
He's been going
planning
on
this
last
all
for 10 fucking
year, right?
years.
We're about
So
to
you're
Give
see
saying-
somebody else
you're
a
saying
chance.
You don't want Brock Lesnar anymore.
No.
Okay.
I don't want Roman
Brock-
Reigns either.
I love
I don't
Brock
want
Lesnar.
John
I
Cena
think
either.
they're
Fuck
done.
these guys.
I think they're done. I think it's time. You know, I've heard, as a casual observer, not even a fan, Brock Lesnar's had his time, and I feel like he's even ready to move on. Right?
He does not need to be a champion. He
doesn't need to be a champion.
He doesn't need to be on last. You would just pay to see Lesnar because he's a freak athlete.
That's
I think
true,
the only thing
but
for
he
Lesnar is
probably
what do you do
wants
after
to be
this?
on last.
There's a reason why the WWE has this stigma where these part-timers come in and they come in for 2 shows a year, they win the titles, and the fans fucking shit all over it. He's not in every show.
I don't
he doesn't
think
go on the
that's
house shows.
fair.
He doesn't travel. He's on the fucking road like Big E
He's earned
or
that.
Seth
He
Rollins.
was doing that though.
He was not doing that. The guy works 5 times a year. Get the
Biggie?
fuck out of here. And he makes like $4 million a year to work 5 fucking shows.
Well, he's the one that's drawn
Why?
What does the audience
because
think?
he's
I want to know what these
believable.
guys
Because he's
fucking
a
Why?
fucking freak of nature.
Okay, but why hasn't anyone else gotten an opportunity to do that?
Let's go.
That's not true. Drew McIntyre defeated him. Seth Rollins defeated him. Roman Reigns has defeated him. He's
All right.
sold.
I'm bringing in the audience. So ready? Break Room Podcast says, Break Room Podcast. The Dungeon Podcast says the world is too PC, Joe, for that stuff.
Exactly.
Which, that's
Fuck
definitely
that shit.
some of the stuff we're speaking towards.
True.
But I think it's smart to break what's considered to be politically correct trends.
Yes.
Because when you do break them, you
Then
are
it becomes virtue
you
signaling.
are
at that
huge.
point.
Exactly. I think it's smart to be willing to risk it.
Look at how pure. I
And
am.
also, they said this is BreakRoomMania because you guys are going at it heavy. But
Here's
what
the
we're here
thing.
for.
Let's continue Break Room Mania. All right.
Joe
I want to
Chris
push
Ray
back on a
Adams.
point you
Oh,
made.
Yeah,
Jesus.
5 fucking minutes. What?
I want to push
5
back on a
minutes and
point
53
that you
seconds.
made
52. What? 51.
weeks
What?
ago.
50 what?
few weeks ago, brother. All right. I think that perhaps is it not plausible to say that some wrestlers would benefit from direction, from production, from a writer? Not every wrestler is gonna know.
Ad-libbed, like me and Rob?
Some people are great actors, but they, some people need direction. Is my point. And I don't think that AEW is letting all these guys have no direction. I think some of those guys would benefit from a writer or some direction. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that writers are a bad thing. And another thing too, that's another thing. Fuck you, Joe, because WWF had writers in the Attitude Era too. You had Vince Russo, you had Brian
2,
Gewirtz,
3.
you had tons. No, there was tons. I don't know all their
3
names,
guys.
but they've always had writers. Brian Gewirtz wrote half of the Rock
Yeah,
shit.
Bruce Pritchard,
Oh,
Pat
really?
He
Patterson,
still works for The Rock.
Vince
Brian
Russo.
Gewirtz was one of the. He's like usually he wrote Kurt Angle's stuff.
I
You know?
liked-
They've always had writers and producers.
No. I'm not talking
I
about that. The
appreciated
difference
that
that
part of-
AEW does is they actually let their wrestlers go out there and wrestle. They don't restrict them to, you can't do a pile driver, you can't do a choke slam, you can't do this,
There's a
you
lot
can't
of
get
botches,
blood,
Joe.
you can't get color,
There's
blah,
been
blah,
a
blah,
good
blah,
amount
blah,
of
blah, blah.
botches.
Bro, I don't want to watch a fucking fist fight for fucking 4 hours at a WrestleMania. I want to see some high impact shit. I want to see some fucking blood and guts. I want to see some real fucking wrestling. I want to let these guys actually showcase what they can actually do in the ring, and that's what AEW has done. They've taken the shackles off these guys. They've taken the handcuffs off that WWE has put on them to allow them to have the type of match that they want.
Shackles and
Bryan
handcuffs.
Danielson said it himself. He's like, I couldn't be the wrestler I always wanted to be in the WWE, and he was a headliner.
Brian Danielson became a fucking god in the pantheon of WWE. They brought him to new heights with the whole Yes movement.
But
He made his name at WWE.
But his matches weren't the same as when he was in Ring of Honor, when he was in fucking...
What is he doing differently now that he wasn't doing before?
Watch.
I am watching.
Watch.
He's doing his technical wrestling shit that he's always done.
3
It's great.
minutes
It's a
and
little bit
39
different, dude.
seconds.
A little bit different. I mean, I'll say
You
John
watched the match
Moxley's
with
been more
Moxley?
hardcore,
They
but
fucking it was a massacre. It was a bloody massacre.
right, it's more hardcore.
It's more hardcore. They're allowed to kind of like take the curtain back a little bit and wrestle in the style that they want. They're not told not to do this. They're not told, hey, you got 10 minutes, go out and do that.
Don't say this.
Like they're allowed
That's
to kind
not
of
true. They're still given a time frame. That
they're
they got.
allowed more time though to wrestle. Because you're not packing in
It's a
40
live
fucking matches in one fucking night,
If it's
and
a live
everybody goes
TV
out there for
show-
5 minutes and they're done.
Also, wait, I want to give credit, and I think Chris would appreciate this. So, I appreciate visionaries. I appreciate historic CEOs and
What?
people who have led their companies to become titans of their industry. And I think Vince McMahon deserves the attention and the credit for putting together what he put together in the era.
That goes without saying.
And now, because of how large it is and because of, again, its size, he doesn't have the same control. Like, he just can't. He's older now. I mean, we see him in that Hall of Fame speech, and you can start to see, like, This guy's old. I know he's deadlifting 1,000 pounds. He actually sent a video to Pat
don't know about
McAfee.
that, but yeah.
He was fucking
He does to
deadlifting
people,
1,000 pounds, and he's like,
Hey,
"You're gonna
pal.
lose this." So like, he's still involved, and I don't mean to say he's not right there on it, but as the thing grows out of his, control in his eye, and he may not be able to see every detail, maybe the product suffers a tiny bit, even though, I don't know, saying the product suffers, the growth of the company has succeeded. So, it's hard to say, but I think Vince's vision is.
First of all, look who's on
constantly
stage right now.
credited.
Who the fuck are these guys?
I mean, I see
Like
Jerry Lawler.
I know who Jerry
but-
Lawler is, but who the fuck are these other
Who
yahoos?
was Michael Cole? Who was Kevin?
No,
What's
but
Kevin
but
Kelly?
I only
Who
know
was
Booker
Jonathan
T and
Coachman?
Jerry.
Booker T and Jerry, but like these other, why do you need 8 people on a pre-show?
Why don't we have former wrestlers?
Why isn't there just like a
beyond
couple
Booker
of
T?
people doing a pre-show? There's fucking 8 people on that
Well,
fucking
better
podium.
yet, get the
But
people
it's
that
big.
won the
Everything's
Hall of Fame
big.
to like
There's
talk
like
or something.
the whole production is definitely. I mean, the fact that it's a 3-day event.
We're gonna have to play the volume in a minute because I want to hear the intro to
I mean,
Mania.
it doesn't
yeah.
pick it up
1
unless
minute,
it's really loud.
20
You can still
seconds.
put the
Yeah, I
volume
definitely
on.
want to hear
Yeah, we have
this
it
for
on.
sure. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. We've been talking about this for months upon months since we really started this podcast back in
true.
October. We were like, we already had this April circled for WrestleMania. We all kind of took off work for this. It's Vin's birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Vin.
Hell yeah! Thank you.
We got some beers. We got some pizza. We're gonna be hanging out tonight all night long.
All night long, baby.
Oldest ride.
Longest line.
Woo!
All right, here we go.
We got
What are
60
they
seconds.
starting WrestleMania with? I'm curious.
Probably a Intercontinental title.
I
or
just
a
started.
United
See, that's
States
the
title.
thing, though.
Stone Cold's
Here
glass.
we
If
go.
fucking glass breaks, and I'm gonna be
Here
really
we go
pissed.
with the kickoff. It's like, it's not like fucking,
Well, they're
know.
still filling the
How
studio.
fucking
Let's
distracting are these
It's free
fucking
show shit.
stars,
They're
though? If
filling
you're
the
sitting in the
stadium
crowd
up.
and you're looking at a fucking
Texas.
star,
How many are real and how many are?
Texas.
How many are
Respect
real?
the Cowboys.
I think they're all real. They got lights.
It looks like
some of them
AR.
are
It
fake.
looks
some
like
of those
some-
are AR.
Some
AR?
digital shit. Yeah, they're getting good at blending.
Here we
that,
go.
though. We'll be
Going
right
black.
back. Here we go with a
Here
commercial.
we go.
It's Peacock.
It's
Here we go.
Peacock.
I'm hyped up, man. I'm really
Should be
excited
fun.
for this.
It's gonna be good.
Imagine just
Oh,
died.
here it is. This
is
screen is unchanged.
The death screen.
my entire life. The
Oh, no.
warning
If you're
on
stealing the
NTI.
if you're stealing the pay-per-view, you're going
Yeah.
to jail.
That- and
you're
they
going
have-
to
they
jail
Come in the
now.
house, knocking on
I
your
don't think
door.
they've changed the fonts. like the colors,
It was
everything
sick.
is.
Oh, there it
exactly
is,
the same.
brother.
Andre.
It was sick to see.
We're gonna get Stone Cold to come to your house, give you the
What?
stunner.
Then
What?
now forever
The Rock.
together. They changed it. Used
Is
to
The
be-
Rock in the Hall of Fame?
No.
Not yet.
So the
Right.
Stone Cold and The Rock, they're still waiting, right?
Stone
Stone
Cold's
Cold's in. Rock is
Oh.
not. Triple H is not. I would probably say Triple H next year and The Rock in WrestleMania 40 at New York. Because The
Oh,
Rock
wow.
debuted in Madison Square Garden.
Holy shit, that's
So,
cool.
yeah,
Okay.
they did.
That'd be amazing to see. Holy shit.
Finally, The Rock has
Their,
come.
their
He's gotta
AR effects have gotten way better. When they first started doing these things, I hated it. It looked like shit.
Oh, the AR shit.
But they've gotten better
that
at
Bad
making
Bunny
it look
guy.
more
Crowd, dude.
natural.
The hell of a
Oh, wait,
crowd.
no, maybe not.
That guy was front row at the Hall of Fame speech.
You was.
They're gonna-
Yeah, bro. I
gonna
remember
play,
the fucking guy with the long
They
hair.
don't do the national anthem. They always do
Oh, no.
America the Beautiful. I think.
Who? Who?
Uh,
Who the fuck
Who
is
is
that?
this? Oh, I thought that was the guy. I thought that was
Brantley
Owens.
Gilbert?
Brantley Gilbert.
What?
What?
Who the hell is Brantley Gilbert? What? Is that English?
Hold on. We're supposed to stand right now, I think.
I can't.
Just
I'm too
pretend I'm
fat.
standing.
Can't get up.
So you guys are kneeling.
not
for
kneeling.
You're
I'm
kneeling
gonna put
for
your
it?
your hand over your chest.
No respect.
Kneeling. I'm not fucking kneeling.
Put your hand over the.
That's the. It's not for the fucking.
Can't get behind this
Huh?
hand though.
Are they
We
gonna
could
shut
do
us
this
down?
better.
This guy's trying to be me
It looks
is
like
terrible.
Sweet, almost.
This
Yeah.
is horrible.
when I had the man bun.
At least they're not milking it. Like they're singing it fast.
Boys to Men had the best fucking America the Beautiful at WrestleMania 15.
Hey man,
So
nothing
that's a
beats
strong group.
Lillian
That was
Garcia
great.
singing it. For
That's
me.
a
No,
strong- yeah.
Boys to Men fucking tore that
Boys
shit
to
down.
Men, aren't they like a boys band? A boy band?
Boys to Men? You don't know who
the
Boys to Men is?
R&B
Yeah,
First of
they're
all,
like an
From
R&B.
look, they put C
Yes,
through Shining.
and they're very
Get the
good.
fuck outta here.
They're a real
And the
R&B
guitar?
group, not a fake
No, I
R&B.
mean
This is stupid.
They weren't a manufactured
terrible.
R&B
the
group.
closed captioning said C.
Because that's what the
Yeah,
song
nice
is supposed to
Gibson,
be at
dude.
this point.
So we got
Okay.
a bluegrass.
This sucks, what?
America the Beautiful.
This is
That
shit,
guitar's
what?
heavy as fuck, by the way.
It's Texas, so I guess.
Also,
they're
they had
trying
the
to-
Boys Harlem Choir for WrestleMania 20, which was fucking
I think I
incredible
remember
as
that
well.
one. That was good.
That was awesome. That gave you chills. This, I want to turn the fucking channel on this fucking Facha de Gots over here.
Shut up! What?
Hey, appreciate you, Dungeon Podcast, for the happy birthday. Thank you so much.
He looks like Macklemore.
I consider shit like this pandering. I don't know. That's just me, though. Whatever.
Like them?
Yeah, like
To
we're
Texas
gonna have a
crowd?
country music guy, whatever the
Texas?
fuck, with a lot of
it's
American
Texas.
flags.
No,
All right.
I could
Know
fucking
your,
sing better
But
than that.
we could have a better fucking rock
Know
group
your
than
audience.
this shit.
You know, it's one of them.
That was very.
I like
like
patriotism.
That was horrible.
Yeah, I've been drinking.
But I want it to be good.
I fucked my sister last night,
shit.
and I got in my pickup truck, and I'll tell you
I hope our whole audience is in New York, by the way.
and I
See,
told
Lillian Garcia.
her.
Also, back in the day, they had what? Did they have more pyro in the stadium than they used to?
They do crazy shows now.
Pyro? What?
Yeah, their pyro shows are like
Ray Charles, that's
pyro
it.
shows in their
Ray
own
Charles, WrestleMania. That was great too. WrestleMania 10.
right there.
That was awesome.
Shawn
That was
Michaels
actually
and-
from,
Shawn Michaels and
Steven.
Stone Cold. There it is.
Stephen Bias said.
Stephen
Ray
Bias. Hell
Charles.
yeah. Steve, what's up, brother?
Steve, dude, thanks
What?
for that one. What? Whoa, that's a pretty good move. Is that
That's
Charlotte?
Ric Flair's daughter. Yeah.
Charlotte Flair? She's pretty hot.
Steve, what's going to happen
actually,
tonight,
that's funny you
Steve?
say
Tell
that.
me what's going to happen with Austin and Kevin Owens. I want to hear your prediction, Steve.
Is he going to
Yeah,
talk
later.
about being a peacock?
What?
Hey!
What?
Hey!
What?
Watch it now.
Peacock.
Peacock?
Yo, what the fuck? They got what's his name? So Mark Wahlberg is.
Mark
bringing his-
Wahlberg? Did you
It's
park the
Marky
car?
Mark.
Did you talk to
Wahlberg.
Mark?
Maki Mak.
He's wicked
Did
hot.
you park the car and have it? Yeah, he's wicked
He's
smart.
wicked smart, wicked hot.
Did you talk to Mark?
Oh,
There it is.
There it is.
They're giving us the
There
good
is
intro.
a
They're
little
giving us
Oh,
the
fuck
stuff.
that guy.
That's
Shawn
cool.
Michaels beats Brett.
Let's
'cause
relax.
He's a better
Undertaker.
wrestler.
I'll come over there and kick the shit out of you right now.
The ladder
Don't
four-way
talk
ladder.
about Brett while I'm drinking beer.
Shawn Michaels
Sweet.
had the white tights with the silver
Sweet.
hearts.
Don't talk about Sean and Brett while I'm drinking beer. Come over there and get the stunner, brother. What?
It'd be like when Brett slapped Vince. He gave him one good punch.
I'm surprised Mark Wahlberg's.
He looks like he laid off the gym for a little bit. What?
What? He was playing Sully in Uncharted. What? Probably had to
Oh,
give a
he
little-
can't be Diesel for that?
I hope they start.
I mean,
strong.
Sully's supposed to be
Sully's
like
supposed to
fucking
be an old
60.
Oh, hell yeah!
Hell yeah, let's go! I don't understand that, but whatever.
Looks like Evil Lynn.
Charlotte?
Yeah. See that thing? The wings
Rick
behind it?
Boots. It's like Freddie Mercury.
Wicked hot.
Freddie Mercury did the fusion dance of ravishing Rick Rude.
God.
I don't hate WrestleMania over 2 days. To me, it's like 2 days of WrestleMania. You know?
I don't
It's better
have
than sitting
fucking
there
2
for one
fucking
day
days,
for 8
though.
hours.
Yeah. Well, you can watch it, whatever. Yeah.
8
I don't
hours.
have 2 days, man. My 2 days off.
What?
What? People got work. I don't have fucking
Technically,
Monday
it's
through
3.
Friday.
Technically, it's like 5 days because you had the Hall of Fame and Friday. You have Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. So
a
it's
whole
a
campaign.
fucking week
3
long.
day stretch.
It's a 4-day, yeah.
Week-long deal there. What?
Friday,
Huh?
I mean, it is 40 because it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Monday, yeah.
Snickers is
Stupendous.
bringing us
now.
The most
WWE.
stupendous break room podcast of all time.
That's right.
Is tonight. All right,
It's a
who's
religious
coming out
experience.
first? Who's kicking off the show? You got to start
You
hot.
need
I don't
Peacock
know, man.
Premium
Something
for
lame.
WrestleMania?
No, but if you get premium, you don't have to deal with fucking ads.
That's what I got.
It's the same
Even
fucking
saying she
price.
can't
It's
watch
$5.
WrestleMania, it says you need premium.
It's fucking $5.
What?
I assume you can't watch this.
You
without-
need
I
you
got
need
the
to pay
$10
for it. You can't
Yeah.
have just
Yeah.
I got the $10
I pay like
version.
I
and you
think
don't have to
$5 or
watch ads
something.
and nothing.
Yeah, you
I got
should
the
be able to have
commercial
it.
version. I
Yeah,
mean,
you should be able to have it.
It's worth it even if you just get it for these pay-per-views.
Oh, there
So
he
wait,
is.
so Pat McAfee isn't doing any announcing for this, I assume.
Oh, he should be.
Well, isn't he going to be fighting?
Yeah, but he's gonna do announcing.
Let's see. That's Michael Cole, right?
That is Michael Cole.
Come on, Pat. They gotta have a little teaser for tomorrow too. You know, it's got to be a whole thing.
How many? You say 70? Oh, they didn't sell it out.
They didn't sell out.
It's 100,000, and they got 70. That's a lot of fucking empty seats.
It's a big. That's it's the
They
biggest
sold it
stadium.
out in for WrestleMania 32, though.
Oh. But it's like you said, it's over fucking 2 days, so that's tough. When it's one day, one
Right,
show,
right,
big
right,
sales. You know,
right.
But if you get 70,000 over 2 days,
Twice.
you get 140.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. What tomorrow is?
Yeah.
Thunder.
Got some
they the
cheerleaders,
Dallas Cowboys. What? We got Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. What?
What?
All right, well, this honestly makes up for the lackluster fucking thing.
Well,
we
just put the
watched
cheerleaders
before
out here
this.
instead of that
That's true.
jabroni who fucking sings like your uncle's fucking
Yeah, that was,
redhead stepchild coming out of the trailer park. What?
And they're coming out to the Iron Man fucking AC/DC.
Hell yeah. What?
Thunderstruck. Normally Hall of Fame, NXT, Mania, and Raw. Way too much. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of fucking content.
All this is missing is like The Godfather.
Godfather be pimping hoes nationwide.
And you know, Jerry
The
was
whole
not
train.
missing an opportunity.
Come aboard the whoo train.
You know, Jerry wasn't missing an opportunity to fucking show off the Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
Keep it going.
It's fine.
Hello.
It's better than Dak Prescott.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What?
All right, we got Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. I'm in.
There
There's
you go.
Pat.
There he
All
is.
right, here we go.
There's your pile.
He's stoned as hell. It's great. Everywhere he goes.
So, for whatever reason, it's not letting Gina or me watch, and I pay for Peacock Premium.
Well, you better start paying for premium.
I do.
Plus.
No, right
Tell her
here.
to come over. What?
She's welcome
You
to come
currently
through.
We
subscribe
got
to
pizza.
this.
We got seats. We got beer. What?
Subscription renews on
Tell her
that
to
day.
bring some Red Bulls with her.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll
That's
make
funny.
a
I
make a
didn't- I
halftime
meant to
stop
do
over
that.
there.
I was
We'll do
thinking of that. Coffee or Red Bull.
Uh oh.
Look, there's Freddie
Shinsuke.
Mercury.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Rick, that's Rick Boogs.
Oh,
Freddie
doesn't he do
Mercury.
the shit for?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh no, I thought he did the intros for the other guy. The guy that
Wow,
Pat's
he is
fighting.
Rick Rude, see? His name is Rick.
Got a bad voice.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's like if I.
This is what I would pay to see, right? This guy.
Woo! Imagine you pay
It
$400.
looks like a hazard sign.
$400. We're gonna spend a lot of time slamming this. Jerry looking at some puppies. That's right. Puppies. Boogs. Who the fuck is this? Oh, it's
Oh, Nakamura. He's great.
Nakamura.
I just hate his
That's
hairstyle.
crazy. Is that? Oh no, that's got to
great.
be AR shit.
He's fucking off his rocker already.
Oh, my God.
The first 5 minutes, he hasn't said a word. He just jumped off
He just
the
jumped
table.
off the
bro.
table.
He leaped off the announcer. That's why I said I want to sit in that L. Wait, how much did you say those tickets were though?
A front row ticket or just a ticket?
But at SmackDown, not.
The SmackDown front row tickets are about $600.
What the fuck?
First row.
But we were looking in the first section, weren't they like 150?
That's like not the front. That's not ringside. That's not the first row.
Oh, okay.
If you want to sit like, above ringside, yeah, 150. But you want to be on the floor, first
Ringside.
fucking row. What?
What?
Six
$600
over. Yeah.
Damn, bro. What the fuck? That's a lot of
And
cash.
that's like ticket price. That's not resale or anything like that. Which I think they're gone by now. But we can check after this. Whatever you
Steven
want.
said the match card and order has been released to the media.
Break it down for me, Steve. What do we got?
Yeah, wait, what do we got, Steven?
Steve, let
Oh,
me
you
hear.
make me
Let
look
me
it
hear
up?
the order for tonight's show. And I want predictions, you son of a bitch. You didn't give me goddamn predictions. What? From the Dungeon Podcast, give me your prediction for
What?
Austin versus Owens. What?
Is that guy somebody, or is he just...
He's a wrestler.
Who, Boggs?
It's a tag match. A
He's
tag
a
title
wrestler.
match.
I've
here.
seen this
No,
guy.
no, I mean the guy that was...
Playing the guitar?
overalls behind the
Oh, no.
they were dancing next to.
No.
Even CBS Sports has their predictions.
He died.
No matter how mundane the card, the spirit of mania will excite.
That's it, he's dead.
That's it. He's dead.
I'm trying to find this
surprised he's
wrestling
able to
card.
fuck
right
that
now.
big.
McAfee's already blown up, brother. He's done.
What?
He wasted all his energy on the first 5 minutes.
Oh, he's over? Yeah, he's sitting down now?
He's fucking
He's
exhausted.
high as hell. I'm telling you.
Peacock's fucking support is dog shit, and Gina's locked out of WrestleMania right now.
How?
Tell her to come
Because
over.
I'm locked out too on my own thing.
How?
I have Peacock Premium. It's saying sign up for Peacock Premium. I say I have it,
Restart the device.
and then they fucking this
Yeah,
is
close out
bullshit.
of the device and log back in.
And it's a fucking bullshit computer algorithm support. Fuck you, Peacock. I hate that shit.
Here
Don't
it goes.
fucking trap me
Here
in a
it goes.
fucking computerized fucking
it.
purgatory.
Triggered.
Fuck you. It's disrespectful.
What?
You disrespectful pricks.
It was sick to
Fucking
hear,
bullshit.
and it was sick to see.
Now I gotta sit here fucking thumbing around for Peacock support.
Shenanigans.
The Dungeon Podcast wants Owens to win.
What?
Damn, peg leg Pete.
Steven's prediction is who cares? And happy birthday, Baron Corbin versus Drew McIntyre. The Mysterios versus Logan Paul and The Miz.
Oh, that's tonight as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Getting booze cruised. All right, wait. Who are they fighting? What is this?
The Usos.
Oh, this is last month. They're still not fighting the match yet. Okay, got it.
You think should I end this for now?
What do we got
back
on
or
here?
The 5 people watching. You know, it's nothing going on right now.
What? You keep it rolling.
You're on tech support, dude. Don't you worry about
Becky versus Becky and Bianca Belair tonight as well.
it. Becky and Bianca Belair.
Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. Becky
Who's
retains.
the wait? Is
I
that the
agree
one
with
that did the leg drop with the split? Who did the split?
That's Nikita
Melina.
Lyons.
Oh yeah, is she fighting?
No, she's not a wrestler.
What the fuck
anymore.
is that?
She's
What do you mean?
not a wrestler anymore.
What do you mean she's not a wrestler?
Just like 10 years ago.
It was 10 years ago.
Talking
Yeah.
about 10 years ago.
Split?
Melina, who does the split?
No, he's talking about Nikita Lyons.
Nikita Lyons.
Oh,
Yeah.
the NXT
Got
girl.
her around
Oh,
the world.
NXT girl. No, she's not wrestling tonight.
Oh, come on.
You want to see that dump? That
Let's
rump
go.
shaker?
What the fuck's
What?
the point? What?
You got a dump? What?
Cody goes over. Okay. Steve, I think last night we were talking about Shane McMahon coming out instead of Cody, and then Cody comes out after Shane, and it's a triple threat match with Seth Rollins. I think that's kind of my prediction for tonight. But Cody Rhodes is the obvious answer, unless they fucking twist it and he didn't sign, and I heard things, I don't know. I have no idea.
There's
They say-
behind the scenes shit.
I can't get live chat
Those are
right
ugly
now.
belts,
We're
though.
available
Look at
9
those.
a.m. to 1 a.m. It's 8
What do you
p.m.
think of that belt?
Steven likes Ronda
It's got a
Rousey,
plain
says she
Jane,
whips
isn't it?
ass.
It's horrible.
So wait, what's the problem here? You
Maybe
can't
I-
log in.
I am logged in. It's saying you need Peacock Premium,
Wow, he
and
just
then
got
I
kicked
have
in the
Peacock
face.
Premium, but it's like, okay, we'll sign
What
up
if
for
you
Premium.
leave his Wi-Fi?
It's not that. It's happening to Gina on her device, too.
It must be an account
It's
issue.
an account issue.
If you log out and log back into the Peacock,
Is it possible?
Yeah, you gotta
Chris,
log out and log in and
What?
unpower it, plug
Chris,
it back
is it
in.
possible
What?
that you had an expired payment?
You turn it off,
method
you
or
turn it
something?
on, you check the power cord. What?
And then
Yeah.
the support options, none of them allow
Support's
for this.
unhelpful.
log in, log out, dude.
Yeah, what the
if
fuck?
you just
Log in, log
upgraded
out.
to premium, log in,
I
log
didn't
out.
just upgrade. I had it already.
Then log in
Do
and
the
log
simple
out.
shit. Do the
What is
basics.
she watching it on? Your
Gina just did
PlayStation?
that herself, so no, she's probably watching
We're running
Apple
tech
TV.
support on a live podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
This is tech support.
What?
Wonder if anyone else is having this issue.
Is anybody else out there having the issue where they can't watch the show
I think everybody
live?
who's on the stream right now with us is watching. So
Look right here. Oh, okay. Peacock Premium. Cool.
The only thing I guess
why
we
does it
really
have
have
for you to
keep in
upgrade?
mind
You
is that
have
there
this
may be some
already.
kind of
Okay,
lag
okay.
to our
Yeah,
show.
watch.
So it ain't going to
Okay,
be
cool.
like...
So everything's
oh,
good?
for sure, there's lag. There's definitely
Hey,
a
you need
delay.
premium.
Depending on the part of the country
I bet
you're
if I
on,
check Twitter,
you're seeing
something's
stuff a
going
little
down
bit
right now.
ahead. You know, a couple seconds.
Show
Absolutely.
closes with a KO show. Long in, long out. I have to pee again. Thanks, Steven.
Do we want to call the show quits until we... until
We got
Stone
a little
Cold comes
while
out?
until the Stone Cold stuff, so we could.
That's what I'm saying. You know, I'm not going to bore
Rob
the
hasn't
people
said a
with
word in about 25 minutes, so let's fucking call
gonna-
it right now.
We're gonna let it. We're gonna let this go for a bit. We'll be back though.
I had no
folks.
opinion, one way or the other.
WrestleMania night.
As soon as that
We're going
glass
2
breaks, we'll be
hours.
back.
Even a little before. Hey, I mean, yeah, or
Absolutely.
whatever's happened with Seth.
Absolutely.
So it is tonight.
Yes.
Seth
Okay.
MacFarlane.
And that way Chris can get his fucking peacock working.
Yeah, right. Doesn't
Peacock ain't flying right now,
What?
folks. We got to get it working.
Need a pill? What?
I'll come back
You need
about
2 pills? What?
4 beers deeper.
4 beers? What?
What?